Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the 2022 midterm election coverage. Oh yeah, here with Mike in the Night. Oh yeah, thanks for joining us, being part of the channel, liking and subscribing. Right on, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And let me open a few things here. I'm going to start a little bit early tonight. Today is Tuesday, November the 8th, 2022. It is 6 p.m. local Pacific time. Yes, it is 6 p.m. local Pacific time. Welcome to Mike in the Night, episode 466, American Midterms. And I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. Whether you're watching us from your condo in the sky, to your cabin or camper in the woods, or just couch surfing, or maybe on a road trip or relaxing on your lazy boy. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. Oh yeah. It's 3 a.m. and something is moving you. The voice of the Commonwealth, hashtag Mike in the Night. Exclusively streaming on Odyssey, but we're now on YouTube tonight because we'll be talking politics. And if you ain't on Odyssey, you ain't nowhere. Let's get informed, involved, and engaged. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980, when we open our lines. All right. It is a special Mike in the Night for everybody. I want to thank Steven Sewell for sending me $50 in the super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, people are kind of stunned that there is a Mike in the Night tonight. We covered the midterm elections. We covered the midterm elections 4 years ago, and we covered them, I think, was it 4? Yeah, it was 4 years ago we covered them, and we went live, and the whole 9 yards. People are just strolling into the comments here and finding, you're live on here. I only think you're live on Odyssey. Well, let's do a quick channel plug so where you could find episodes of Mike in the Night if you choose to. If you enjoy watching this program or this content, I really appreciate a subscribe and a like. So there it is, guys. There it is. There's the Mike in the Night 467 for this Saturday, to be determined. Because we live in a world where I don't even know what's going to happen in the next 3 hours. That's how just unpredictable we are nowadays. So I'm going to have the title up for Mike in the Night 467. Don't forget to join us on that on Odyssey. There's what the episode looks like. And don't forget to check out artbydano.com, artbydano.net, not your typical art. And you could find Dano at the Huntington Beach Pier. And KiwiRadio.nz is also mikeofthenight.com. Don't forget to click on Radio, our shows, where you could find MP3 episodes of Mike in the Night if you want to listen to the MP3 format of the show. All right. Woo. That's the Ralphie there. There's the emoji playing there, or the GIF or the JPEG or whatever you call it nowadays on Kiwi Radio. And guys, don't forget to add me on Facebook. Don't really understand, but I have followers on Facebook, but nobody ever sees my stuff. So I don't know how Facebook works or what the point of it is when nobody sees your stuff. So there it is right there. Anyways, you are tuned in to Mike in the Night. Sorry, guys, we don't have breakaway music. We don't have breakaway music here between scenes. Unfortunately, because the sound bites and this and that, and you get the channel shut down. But we got Joe Pesci here.
Going on vacation? Going on a trip? You're taking a trip to Paris.
So we got Joe Pesci with us here tonight. And what else we got going on? We got Joe Pesci, we got Ric Flair, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love this guy.
This is me, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So we got some people tonight in the soundboard keeping me company, but we got a few callers in stateside that will be calling through the night and figuring out what is happening in these midterm elections, what's happening in the Senate, what's happening in the House, what's happening in the governal, the whole 9 yards, because this is a big deal. Now, a lot of people are saying, like, Mike, what do you care what happens in America? You live in Canada. Well, Canada isn't what it was. If Canada was what it was 30 years ago, I probably wouldn't even be on social media. I wouldn't even, I'd be happy. I'd be, that things, basically all you need is a job and you get everything, you've dreamt of, or, live the Canadian dream, and everything's been going by the wayside. And to me, I see America as the last bastion of freedom in the world, the last light, I see America as the last place that if it goes out, everything goes with it. I just got this really bad feeling, and we've been talking about this on Mike in the Night for years now. And this really bad gut feeling. And I'm clinging to some hope that maybe, just maybe, that if something happens and the pendulum swings back over and people start taking accountability for their wrongs and people start to acknowledge, one another like normal human beings again, and sanity comes back, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm so worried at what's going to happen in America with these midterms. It's going to affect Canada so much. Now, the now Canadian government at the federal and provincial levels, they're watching these midterm elections down in the United States like a hawk. Because I think America could I beg America to investigate Canada. I beg America to do something about what's happened here. They're feeling like, a lot of our cities are bought out, tons of money laundering, fentanyl. Canada's been like this since 2012, and it's gotten worse. And people have been bought out of their own housing here in Canada for over 10 plus years. Wages haven't kept up with anything. So they're talking about inflation down in the States. They're talking about Biden inflation, this and that, and the cost of living and blah, blah, blah. We've been dealing with this in Canada already 10 years now, and it's getting worse. So we got people joining us here. I'm just going to wet my beak here. Welcome, everybody, to Mike in the Night. And we're going to be talking midterms here tonight. Episode 466. We are 20 weeks out. What are the 20 weeks? We're 20 weeks out. Our prepper window, we've been counting the weeks down until spring in the Northern Hemisphere, because I believe if governments are going to do something to us, they're going to do it over the winter. I've been warning people back in March of this 2022 that something is going to go down in the winter of 2022, 2023. So 20 weeks out, preparedness window, guys, for you preppers out there. So we got people in the comments already. So let's start jumping in there and finding out what is going on here. So let's just open her up and find out what is going on. So if you just simply Google midterm elections, you'll find this. And this is one of the most important parts right here. And live updates, there's the Great Old Party, right? And the Great Old Party is what I hope to God sweeps this, and AKA Republican Party. And I really hope that this may trigger something. And I'm inclining towards, clinging to some hope, basically. And there it is right there, updated here. There is the House and there's the Senate. There are your Republicans there at 89. There's your Democrats. I know the Republicans are going to win the House, probably go up to here. Like way up, maybe up to here. It's not a problem. It's the Senate that I'm very worried about, and the Senate is what needs to be won here. And I got this open here for you guys. We're going to have a few callers on. Senate balance of power, there it is right there. But every state here, you're seeing a lot of, we're going to start to see, and you heard it here first, I don't know if anyone said it, you're going to see a lot of 20, 30-year blue states flip red. Mark my words. We're going to see some of that tonight here, live on Mike in the Night. You're going to see a lot of the longtime blue states turn red. And this is going to be important for, especially, we need something. Canada needs something. Canada needs some sort of, if you have everybody on the same team, if all the Americas, we just had the fixed election down in Brazil. If the whole world goes liberal, we go dark. America loses its guns. Its constitution goes down the drain. Freedom of speech gets taken away, and I get hauled off in a cart and probably executed somewhere in a field. And it's gotten to this point that I don't even know where, so I'm clinging to some sort of hope that this is what I'm hoping. That the Republicans win this, the Great Old Party wins this, and they start putting their nose in Canada's business and seeing what's happened to us in the last 10 years and maybe do something about it for us. Arthur saying it's all about making people poor. And the comments are rolling nice. And I got people in from a YYC guy from Calgary. Big red wave time, says D Trent. And if you want to join us on the Mike in the Night live chat, don't forget to check us out. We're always on Odyssey because we just can't talk here on YouTube about certain pertaining events. So Alabama, it looks like Alabama's Senate election is, it's only 1% in. So let's wait on that. Let's not count our, and we got 85% in. It looks like Florida State, Marco Rubio's going to be in, and there's your governor. There's your governor-elect, Ron DeSantis, and that's 85% in. I don't think Charlie Crist has a chance to get in here. I don't think Charlie Crist has a chance. I used to live in Florida when this guy was campaigning to be governor way back in the day. And we got New Hampshire Senate election. I think New Hampshire, guys, you know what? 23% in. I have a feeling that you may see New Hampshire go red. You may see New Hampshire go red. And if it does, watch out. I think New Hampshire's been blue for, 20, 30 years. And this one's starting to shape up here. I when this was at 3%, I couldn't believe this was almost at 0% here. I was having a heart attack with Oz here against Fetterman. I think Oz will knock this out of the park. I don't know. We're going to get, and then, of course, obviously, Kentucky State, Kentucky Senate election. Sorry, Ron Paul. We already know those are already gives. We already know that those are going to swing that way. One we need to look at is the Georgia election results here, especially with Walker, and see what happens if Walker could pull this through. I think he can. And Abrams just doesn't stop talking about BS that doesn't go anywhere, and talking about a lot of not discussing the crime that's happening, and she's going to find a lot of problems here in this. Okay, what else we got? 2022 So there's Pennsylvania right there. This is the Fetterman one we got to look at right here. But look at according to this, look at the lead he's got over him. Holy smokes. And then we got Mastriano. Hopefully something happens, but it's only 13% in, guys. It's kind of early, so stick with us tonight. So there's the governor election results. We already know Florida is a give. We already know that, what is it here? Tennessee is a give, but Kentucky should be, where's Arkansas is in. These are governor results here. Arkansas, Iowa, we already know, but we got Maine here. That's been blue. I think Maine and Vermont, New Hampshire. Yeah, New Hampshire. And these states were blue for a long time up here. So it's kind of interesting. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens in New York, for sure. And there's your Senate selection right there. Let me refresh this, guys, because I don't know if this thing is updating live. So let's just refresh this. So there you are. There's your Senate selection right there. And that's coming as it goes along, and we'll fill out the gaps for you. There's the House election. We already know this is going to go over for the Reds, the great old party, and we'll keep you updated that through the night here on Mike in the Night. We're going to get our first caller in, Supremo. We're going to get Supremo in, guys. I know I started a bit early than I said I was going to start, but I wanted to just jump on this. Yeah, I spent the entire weekend just spending so much time with the family and doing things, and they're out doing a few things, so I said, you know what? I'm going to spend some time with you guys tonight. I just, I don't know what it is, guys, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys are feeling this too, but I just been feeling like I'm at a loss, like losing, just losing, and I don't know why I feel like this loss, and we need to get a few. We're gonna get a few American callers on tonight for sure, like 6 or 7 American callers. Not sure if you guys are seeing any buffering. Let me know if you're seeing buffering, guys. I'd like to know, because I'm getting a major amount of buffering here on my end, and I don't think it's my internet's is really good. It's fiber optic. So let's get let's work here. Let's get our first caller on. It looks like we're going to get Justin Credible on. It looks like we're going to get some people on. I'm here, buddy. When you need me, I'm going to call him right now. We're going to get Supreme Cannon on first.
Hola, amigo.
Hey, Supremo. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing great. How are you? Just mute this here.
All right. So good to hear from you. So good to hear.
Oh, likewise.
Okay. So here it is, bud. How are important are these midterms, and how would they affect Canada?
Well, my hot take on it all is so many things have been set in motion right now, external to America, but of course everything affects America, being the biggest consumer on earth. That I don't know, regardless of whether it's a red wave, whether the blue manages to hold the line. I don't know that it's going to save anything. Right? At this point in time, if things get real bad by spring, we have elections in Canada as an example.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather that the current governing party hold the bag for what happens next.
Right.
Right. I would rather have a wave going the other way. Same as this. I mean, the way things are going in the States, if the Dems manage to hold the whip hand, I hate to say it, I don't like it, but it might be better in the end. Just because I mean, I think we're going to have problems with legality here already, based on what's happening in Pennsylvania and apparently Maricopa County, our favorite Arizona county.
That's the second biggest voting district in the United States of America, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Second biggest district.
Yeah, wow, like it's amazing, and yet apparently, yeah, it's also a hotbed of corruption. Like you would think, with that many eyes on it, like they would figure out how to make this more subtle.
Well, technologically wise, we thought we would have been already in the space age, and this would have been like, you know what I'm saying? But as technology advances and everything gets, how do you say, the veil gets taken off through social media and people wake up to see the truth, this is like bad news for the evil, so to say, because it gets exposed, right?
Well, it is. It's, the idea of revelation, truth, sunlight being the best disinfection. Yeah, disinfectant. Yeah, people need to see this. They definitely need to see this. More people need to see it. And in some ways it needs, even if the truth is like a dirty diaper, sometimes you got to hold it up to their nose and say, look, take a whiff of this. This is what you're voting for. This is what you support. What the hell is wrong with you?
I love Supremo.
Like, seriously, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, you can't print your way to prosperity. You can't have free everything. If you borrowed a bunch of money, they're not going to let you off the hook. That's not why they loaned you the money. They loaned you the money so you'd be on the hook.
That's right. That's right.
That's slavery. The whole point is to make you a slave. They're not going to set the slaves free. That's ridiculous.
Well, let me throw my 2 cents in there. The whole Biden administration has been the biggest terrible train wreck America has ever had, and I don't even want to compare it to any other standing president that existed in American history, because I would be actually throwing anyone else under the bus. But the Biden administration has been a train wreck of a mess. The inflation order, blah, 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 that they put in to stop the inflation has been a terrible disaster. The Build Back Better plan has been a terrible disaster. The Green New Deal plan is a big disaster. And 3 days before Americans go to the polls, you have people already he's already, not people, you have him already saying we're going to stop the drilling and we're going to stop the coal mining and we're going to stop everything and we're going to go fully green. 3 days before Americans go to the polls, he's already saying he's going to shut down coal and drilling production.
That sounds like a pretty damn stupid thing to do, doesn't it?
Yep. I'm not making this up. You could look it up and see it.
I've been seeing that for the last 3 days myself. Yeah, he's going to close down all the coal mines. Yeah, that's a hell of a great message in Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're deranged. But I mean, the thing about Biden, more than any president in recent history, is he serves as a lightning rod for dissent and anger and everything else. But it's never been more obvious of someone who's absolutely not making any decisions in the United States government than Joe Biden.
This is purposely.
What on earth decisions could that man be making right now?
Yeah, this is he's the total train wreck of what has put America into this Biden inflation. Inflation is just out of control. I could keep adding to this shopping cart if you'd like, Supremo. I could be here for the next 40 minutes.
That's what I mean, Mike. Like, he's become this totem of sorts that people, it's like in some cultures where they'll put up build an idol to some kind of demon, and then people will throw rocks at it. Mm-hmm. Like a totem of some kind, right? I mean, I think in some Muslim traditions. You throw rocks at the devil, right? Something like that. Fight the devil. Well, that's Joe Biden. He's a cardboard cutout. I mean, he's a literal dementia patient. Like FJB and Let's Go Brandon and the rest of it. I totally get it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's never been a more irrelevant person in that office. I can't imagine that he's actually made any decisions since he was sworn in.
He's I don't know, and I sometimes I really feel bad for the guy when I see him. He should be on some beach somewhere with his grandkids.
What they're doing to him is horrible. Like he should have been sitting in a rocker with a blanket and his kids come visit him once in a while. That's what should be happening. This was cruel putting him out there.
Yeah.
But you know what? You take the devil's ticket, you get the devil's wages.
Speaking of devil, Hillary Clinton looks like she's already stated that the 2024 election will be stolen from her.
Oh yeah, well totally, yeah. Naturally, it's my turn,
Yeah. So,
no, like I said on Saturday, they're going to inject her full of formaldehyde, do a weekend of Bernie's with her for as long as possible. I mean, they sunk $1 billion into her 2016 election, and they want some return on their money. Yeah, no, she's in no danger of retiring.
So here we go.
She wants to.
We got the House election results so far that are coming in. We got 73 for the Republicans, the great old party, and we have 40 for the Democrats. And it looks like we already know, and I'm as sure as my name, I know that the red's going to spill over, and we're going to have, obviously, a majority House GOP, right? But the one that's concerning me the most is the Senate's election and the governor election results. And it looks like to me New Hampshire and Vermont have flipped red, dude.
Well, that would be nice.
It looks like it is right now.
Nice.
And we're looking at a landslide of 72,000. So this is for the governor election results right now. We got 72,189, 72.9% of the vote, but only 30% has been reported. Okay, so but
it's totally
but I mean it's way ahead. I'm talking it's so ahead that I don't think the other guys could catch up, even if they count them all, unless everybody else votes for the other guy.
Exactly right. Yeah, usually when they project a trend, they're not wrong that often.
Because 72,000 votes in against 22,000, 72 to 22,000. It looks like Vermont's red, buddy. Ohio's red, and Tennessee, of course, is sitting red, and Tennessee is way ahead of the margin here. Alabama, Ivy, of course, over Flowers. Nobody's going to vote for Flowers in Alabama. And obviously DeSantis is almost doubled over Charlie Crist. So.
Oh, yeah. So DeSantis never had he probably didn't even need to campaign.
Yeah, he probably didn't.
No.
And then we got Texas, of course.
They asked Trump when he was leaving the voting booth if he voted for DeSantis, and he said, yes, I did. So, yeah. No, I mean, all of the MAGA people, they at least in Florida, they absolutely, no. DeSantis will die as emperor of Florida, I'm sure.
Abbott's taking the lead here over O'Rourke in Texas. Mm-hmm. And then in Arkansas, we got Huckabee. He's been campaigning very hard over Jones, and Huckabee's been out at campuses and all kinds of places. So he's been working really hard. That's Huckabee Sanders.
Huckabee. Yeah, that's Mike Huckabee's daughter, Sarah.
Yeah.
So right, Sarah Sanders was running for governor of Arkansas. Yeah, I think she's going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Iowa here. We got Reynolds, who looks like it's a little bit early on that one. So we'll just wait to see what happens with this. I'm not sure if these flip or these change, but it looks like we're seeing more of a predominant red map so far. And
that's what they mean, yeah.
I want to talk about your friend, if that's okay.
My buddy? Okay.
Yeah, okay. So here it is. It's open. Fetterman and Oz. This has been a really back and forth, just fighting online and fighting on social media, fighting on this and bashing this. Like, what do you give? Like, I mean, Oz is starting to catch up. We only got 16.97% of the vote tallied.
Yeah.
Where do you see this going? Do you think that Pennsylvania is going to wake up, or what do you think is going to happen here?
I think Pennsylvania already did wake up, and it was stolen from them. I mean, Trump was ahead by like 800,000 votes or something in 2020,
Yeah.
right? And then by the morning or 2 days later, he had lost.
Someone's saying Huck
Which
is a
makes
she.
no
That's
sense.
correct, guys. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Sarah
He.
Huckabee Sanders. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. But
I think Fetterman. I think they'll cheat like hell, and Fetterman will win. Why
you
not?
think so?
Oh, I don't think he'll win, honestly, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
he'll win. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it seems to me from I remember even in 2016 talking about it, the Democrat political machine, especially in like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, is so corrupt and so entrenched, and has been doing its thing for since before the Civil War. I think if they decide, okay, we have to pull 400,000 votes out of a van somewhere and throw them into the box,
Out of a
they'll
van.
make it happen. Yeah, our van, or out of a Canada Post mailbox or something, wherever they get it from. Yeah, apparently some of the votes in 2020 came from Canada. Yeah, there was vans coming over the border and dropping them off.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, if early running's Fetterman, I mean, if the average Pennsylvania Democrat will vote for a stroke victim over any kind of alternative, like what the hell are you supposed to do with people like that?
Yeah.
That's terrible. It really is something. But but look at it from the average Democrat's perspective. This is the best they have to put out. They're not the least bit embarrassed about it because they just care about maintaining the status quo, which obviously works for them for whatever reason.
Right.
But this is the best they have.
Yeah, if that's the best they have.
This guy who couldn't talk, I'm not saying he's a dummy. I mean, nothing but compassion for somebody that endured a stroke or something, But it's like, dude, you're not ready for this. Why are they letting you do this?
Yeah.
This is terrible. But there you go. They don't have anybody better. Okay, well.
Well, on a sad note, Shapiro is apparently winning that at 63.87 points, but there's only 18.72% in. So that's for governor, of course, and then House. We got, I don't even know who this is, Eshaz, Boyle, and Evans, and Nacimiento, and then for Senate, of course, we got Fetterman and Oz. But wow.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm just kind of floored at this. This is going to make or break. This might make or break quite a bit in this election. Another one that I'm looking at closely is the Georgia election with Warnock and Walker, right?
Yes.
And Walker's on TV every day, man. I mean, every 3 hours he's up there doing something, right?
Herschel Walker, yeah.
Yeah. So
he's been quite prominent on Twitter and Gab. I've seen a lot of people talking about him too. And I don't know. You would think it would be a shoo-in, but
we'll see what happens. I really like, he seems like he's a down-to-earth guy, talking to the people, with the people type of, more of down-to-earth discussion, and not speaking so analytical and so technical, and just really just talking to his people. And I saw his speech the other day there, and he was doing really well. He was doing really well there. I think it was outside maybe Atlanta University was that? I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we got Kemp is in the lead right now. So Abrams for governor of Georgia. It looks like Georgia might flip red. I hope to Jesus Christ it does. But it looks like Georgia.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Abrams is not. She has not been addressing the increase in crime. She's not been addressing the amount of corruption within her own party and other party members through. I don't remember if you remember back in the last election, presidential, there's a lot of fraud in that state.
Yes, definitely.
So,
yeah, it was terrible. And Governor Kemp he wasn't real decisive to move on it either. I mean, it's a political hot potato anyway. It's a potential landmine. Oh, we're gonna investigate fraud. It's like, no, I'd want to see all the facts before I made a decision like that.
Yeah, because this is a key state. This is a key state, and if these guys could take this state, if Kemp could win governor of Georgia, then there's a chance, in my opinion, that they could really look into investigating the 2020 election, looking into other things, and maybe fixing other problems. Right?
Well, it has to start there. If it's going to be fixed at all, that's where it has to start. Yeah, and unfortunately, in a case like this, if there is widespread fraud like last time, then
Mhm.
hopefully there's twice as many cameras on it this time.
Yeah.
Because some of this stuff, and you need some DAs and assistant DAs and some probably sympathetic judges. I hate to say that because the idea of partisan judges is a contradiction in terms, but we're talking about America here. You're going to need a few places where you can get these election frauds recorded quickly
Mhm.
and then prosecuted quickly
All right,
and
we got
start
the
setting an example,
we
like
got the
set a precedent.
yeah, we got the Arizona page open here. Nothing's been reported yet. I think it's going to close in T-minus 25 minutes. The polls will close in Arizona in about 25 minutes. So we got Hobbs and Lake, and obviously for governor there, and then we got Kelly and Masters that's going to go for Senate here. And I honestly think that Masters has a good chance to win this one. This is just my opinion, because again, there's just so much corruption in Arizona, especially just like Georgia. And I think Lake, and you got two women running for the governorial role of Arizona, so
Katie
this is
Hobbs
going to
and
be
Carrie
really
Lake.
interesting to see.
Yeah, totally. Well, and of course, Arizona is a border state, so it's going to have there's certain political issues there, and I'm sure there are an awful lot of people, especially because of Maricopa County, that expected Trump to get a second turn and saw that it was, at least as far as they're concerned, it was blatantly stolen.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, that's going to be a real powder keg, Arizona.
Well, it looks like Fetterman and
if it gets
Oz.
stolen.
Hold on, let's jump back to. We're gonna open up those later. We're gonna open up the states that are starting to count or starting to release their numbers. But I just saw something here jump. Oz is at 40.1%. 40.1%. Fetterman's dropped to 56 points.
Nice. How's Mastriano? How's his numbers looking?
He's still at 36 points. He's still at 36 points, but reporting is only 21%.
Okay, well, there's a ways to go yet. There's certain geography involved. Apparently, there's a couple of fairly rural counties in Pennsylvania where it's very difficult to get a hold of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we think of that area, we think it's just absolutely carpeted with people, but it's not. It's not. It's not. You've got your urban centers, and then the rest of it is open countryside, just like we're used to living in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same as Florida. Like in 2016, the Democrat was. Hillary was running. She was running more or less ahead until after a certain time, and then the Florida Panhandle votes came in, and they were all solidly red. And they were talking about that. They predicted that 2 hours before it happened, and that's what happened. He took Florida.
That hill dog.
So the it's not just the percentage of the polls, but the location of the polls too.
So 2020. So the Senate election right now, it's at 40 to 41 for Democrats, are at 41, and Republicans at 40 for the Great Old Party. But it looks like we need to. There's none of them are fully confirmed on the Democrat side. A lot of them are confirmed here where they're checkmarked. No, there's a couple. There's a couple in New York, but there's a couple here, but we're gonna keep our finger on the pulse there. And the most House election 78 to 46. I think this is the red tsunami we're gonna see here in the House election results, because this is very important. This is just me. I don't know about you, anyone else, but I think everyone else is feeling this too.
Yeah, well, we need to see it, because no one's gonna have the guts to really change policies until. At least until more MAGA people get in, or at least titular MAGA people. They may not be total, make America great again types, but they, you put numbers in the seats, and then the will be there to start changing some policies and keeping that Overton window shifted over to the right.
Yeah,
there's certain things that the mainstream media can't discuss, and because of who owns them, probably never will be able to. So you've got to push even harder than you would if the press was just neutral. Fortunately, that the mainstream press is mostly not mainstream anymore. It's just legacy.
It's legacy. Right? I like how you coined that term like a year and a half ago on Mike of the Night.
Yeah, I think someone had described it, and it really sunk in. It's like, yeah, that's it. They're just the old established, traditional media.
Mhm.
I mean, there's plenty of dynamic new media that's got just as many viewers. So there's a white pill for you. There's no reason to feel like everything is hopeless. There's lots of holes in the curtain now for sunlight to get in and start disinfecting a little of the black mold. You know what I mean?
Well, I got some good
People
news.
need to know. They need to understand.
I got some good news. It looks like I feel New Hampshire's going to go red, dude. I know it hasn't been red in 30 years, but I just have a feeling that New Hampshire's going to go red. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I mean, only 31% of the vote is in, and it's 58% Maggie to
Yeah.
Donald Bullock at 40%, 58 to 40. I mean, that's not with 69% of the vote.
Yeah, 69% left to come in yet. Yeah.
I could see New Hampshire turn red, and
Yeah,
we got
absolutely could. Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah,
I think Katie Britt's going to win this one. I think this one's in the bag. I really do think so. And we got Florida. We got this updated from, this is from, what is this, NBC or something? Florida Senate. We got, obviously, Rubio is in. He's a million votes over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Val Deming's there. And then governor election, of course, Ron DeSantis. Chris got smashed. And keeps bringing up this New Hampshire. Here it is right here. So Pennsylvania state election, this is an important one, is the Fetterman versus Oz. So it looks like Oz, it's not out yet, and there's only 22% in. It's been trickling in. When I got you on the phone first, it was at 8%. It's at 22 now, so hopefully that starts unfolding. And of course, Kentucky state election, Senate election, we already know. Ron Paul, of course, 100%.
Yeah.
And
So
who else?
Pennsylvania State. Yeah. They're in spitting distance.
And Todd
you got,
Young for
you got
Indiana, we
four-
already knew for Senate that was going to be a shoe-in.
Four out of 5 votes haven't even been tallied in Pennsylvania. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oz has got a solid base under him. I mean, he's kind of one of Oprah's friends. I don't even know if he I don't think you talk to a guy like that think he was a Republican any other time, honestly. But I mean, if they're trying to use star, and that's the thing, you've got Oz, you've got this established star power versus a guy with a literal speech impediment from a stroke, and so far he's not winning.
Yeah, something's going down.
That makes 0.0.
Especially a key state like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, and really, rural Pennsylvania, I think, is like rural everywhere else. It's mostly the cities that are kind of the Democrat hives, and everywhere else in the country is solid red.
Yeah.
It doesn't want anything to do with those policies at all. But the numbers, that's a defect of civilization. When you make it possible for large amounts of people not involved in production of food or commodities, to live comfortable lives, isolated from most of the major effects of nature, this is what happens.
Right.
But they're literally sawing off the branch they're sitting on by doing that.
Well,
Because they just don't know. After a while, you just don't understand how a civilization actually operates anymore.
and Indiana Senate selection, obviously Todd Young, and this is a close one. Ohio state election, Senate election. I'm sorry, Ohio Senate. Let me full screen this. Ohio's Senate election, 50 to 49, but 50% is only been counted. And then Ohio governorship, wow, 61%. Wow.
That's something.
And 54% already in. I think that Mike DeWine, I never really followed the whole Ohio governorship really at all. But It's good to see that, because Ohio was blue, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I think so.
Yeah. Someone let us know in the comments. I might be wrong, but
yeah, I admit I don't call. Yeah, JD Vance is a pretty sharp guy. It'd be nice to see him get a start there.
Yeah, JD Vance,
He's
for
kind of
sure.
an old hand.
For
I think
sure.
I think Mike DeWine is the Ohio incumbent, isn't he?
Yeah, he definitely is.
I think he's been there for quite a while. Yeah. So the incumbent has an advantage. They're not gonna change course.
It's experience, right? It's just
it is experience,
Yeah.
And the thing about experience, when you're a senator or a congressman, right, and you're among hundreds of others. Yeah, the number of benefits that you can actually bring to your state, representing them in Congress, is it's watered down. You're going to have an influence. You're going to make backroom deals, and you're going to do all that cool stuff. But it's not going to affect the day-to-day life of the average person in Ohio.
That's
but
correct.
This guy definitely does, because he's literally the ruler of this state.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, his policies make an enormous amount of difference, and obviously, almost 2/3 of people think, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
So it looks like Tim Scott has it in the bag for Senate election here for South Carolina. Haven't followed him too closely, but I know he was campaigning at one of the universities there. I think with the NCAA football or something. I think he was out there campaigning too.
Okay.
Then we got obviously Georgia governor election. Stacey Abrams is the one I'm watching closely, and Brian Kemp. I think Brian's gonna. I think there's no way about this. We need Brian to win this. We discussed this earlier. Then obviously we got the Georgia election here with Herschel Walker, and what else do they got here? What else did they give us here? So I'm just looking here at the updates here on MSNBC, and see where we're sitting here. And House estimate right now updated 161 to 192, and they need 218 for a majority. It looks like the old, great old party is going to win this for sure. The House, yeah.
I was we spoke briefly earlier. There was a CNN poll talking about, the average American's satisfaction,
right,
with what their government was doing, and you had about 37% that were dissatisfied, and another 37% that were angry. So that's 3 out of 4 Americans who is either unhappy to completely pissed off about what's happening in the country. Now, if assuming 50-50 Democrat-Republican split, I would dispute that, but let's just say for the sake of argument that it's 50-50. That means at least half of, you could count all the Republicans to be angry or pissed off, right? But that means at least half of Democrats are angry about the way things are going to.
Right.
Now, the only variable there I could think of as to why that might not benefit Republicans is, are they blaming Biden for, or the Biden administration for the job they're doing, or are they blaming them for not managing to overcome Republican filibusters or something? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It could be a double-edged sword there, because you expect to see a complete wipeout in. You expect to see a complete Republican red wave, like a tsunami. You would expect, like, everyone, like, throw the bums out, get them the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if we're gonna see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see. I mean.
We'll see. We'll see
what it looks like tomorrow morning.
We got the Arizona election results here. It's still at 0, because Maricopa County is one of the second biggest districts in the United States. So we kind of want to keep our eye on this one all night and see what happens, if there's any major changes here that we you know what I'm saying. That I just really want to keep an eye. I got someone on from Arizona coming on the show in a bit anyway. So.
Oh, excellent. Well, there was a couple that lived down in Phoenix, weren't they? And I think last election they were on and talking about what was happening down there.
That's correct. Yeah, we got quite a few people.
I can't remember their names. Yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, actual Americans on the ground at the polling station, seeing what's going on. Ultimately, that's what we need. I'm sitting here, 45 minutes, an hour away from you in Western Canada, watching with binoculars like everybody else, and wondering what the hell those Americans are doing down there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But obviously the spillover into Canada will especially since with the crisis in Central Europe, right? The energy crisis going on in Western Europe, because
fabricated energy crisis, because this could have been severely averted.
Of course, it could have been averted. This whole thing could have been averted with diplomacy. Absolutely. And none of this needed to happen. And it could wind up being something that affects us too indirectly, because if we wind up having to send, an endless train of boatloads of liquefied natural gas to keep Europe from freezing to death this winter, what's going to happen to the price of energy in Canada?
It's going to skyrocket. They're just going to throw it on us and make Canada look good on a world's level, but make the people on the ground, especially the people that built this infrastructure, suffer.
Well, that's always what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we could have some real energy shortages here. So
I've been warning people. We've been warning people since March of this year.
Yeah. Well, it's time to prepare. That's all. If preps haven't been made, well, then get on it, because this winter could be really wild and really cold and hungry, just out of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, look at interest rates. Look what the effect of interest rates going up this fast is going to have on the economy, like in the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a massive correction in the housing because you can't get the first-time home buyers in. And when you can't get first-time home buyers to buy a house, see, America's lucky. They still have lots of places they could go to and start over if they have to, or like different states and different backwoods cities they could go to and raise a family, peace and quiet, and work from home type of thing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Canada, we're done. There's nowhere else. All these little towns. I moved to Merritt here, the small town I'm in, thinking, I'm going to leave Vancouver behind me. But Vancouver caught up to me a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it did. It did. Yeah. Yeah. So, there's not a lot of places to run, just because there's so comparatively few people in Canada, and they're all concentrated more or less 200 miles north of the 49th parallel.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go quite a bit further north to find anything like cheap land, if you can even find it at all.
But it's uninhabitable because it's cold 9-10 months of the year.
In a lot of places it is, yeah. Well, definitely above the prairie provinces, above that latitude, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all tundra and buckbrush. You're not going to do anything there, and permafrost above that. So, yeah, half of Canada is uninhabitable, basically. But the southern half, there should be places where you could go and homestead. There should be.
Well, it's expensive. Today, I wish you were at my store today. I was looking at properties today in Alabama and Florida and the Panhandle.
Yeah. 20
acres with the house, $113,000.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, but see, Canadians don't have that option. We're stuck. And you know what? Let me give some advice to Americans. Like Americans, secure the borders, secure this. Something needs to be done. All America needs to do is secure the border with Mexico like America does with Canada.
Well, yeah. I mean,
the Canadian-American border is one of the tightest borders. Like, it is the most heavily patrolled, heavily censored. They have sensors all over the Canadian-American border. You walk across through a field, they catch you in minutes. The Americans do not want Canadians in America. I had a friend recently deported from Texas that's married to an American woman that's living there for 2 years, and he was put on a bus and deported. He has no criminal record, no background, no nothing. They won't give him anything, and deported back to Canada. And I had another friend from Tampa, Florida, get deported back to Quebec, Canada, on a bus. So
yeah, it's crazy.
See, if all America needs to do, because it's already in place, okay? Listen, America, hear me out. Just copycat the northern. Look how big that 5,000-mile border with American Canada. Go to Mexico, copy the exact same copycat border you have in the north. Put it in the south. You'll have nobody crossing anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it should have been there all along. And it's not like they haven't done it in the past. In the mid 50s, there was a mass deportation. A million and a half Latin Americans were sent back over the border. President Eisenhower said, "Okay, get them out of here," and they got them out of there.
Yeah, same thing back in 2007 when they deported a pile of Portuguese from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
They
put them on planes and just kick them all out.
Yeah, you come with us, and you're on a plane and you're on a bus and you're gone.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. Yeah. They keep saying, "Oh, it's too hard to do," and it's not hard to do. So, okay, they're not going to do it. They have to be forced to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you going to force Washington, D.C. to do anything?
I think there's something happening with America and Canada why Canadians or the Canadian, and it's not the American people. I think it's the Canadian and American administration don't want Canadians fleeing to America for some reason. I don't know why, Supreme. I don't know why.
Well, they know that they need their tax slaves. I mean, there's lots of other places in the world we could probably go.
Yeah.
But, it takes money to go there.
I hear you.
And it's just, okay, well, if they made it so that you can't make that kind of money unless you're, single and you got 5 jobs and wherever else, how the hell are you supposed to get out of here? And really, where are you going to go? There's places in the world that are cheaper and maybe relatively more relaxed, but how long are they going to stay that way? The
Yeah,
way
until
things are going,
government
right?
intervention or some other country brings them peace.
Yes, I have a feeling we've got a lot of expats that are going to be coming home in the next 5 to 10 years, just because it's not safe where they expatriated to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm here. I was born here. My family's here. I've got nowhere to run. This is it. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving my children here. No. Exactly how do you plant your feet and how do you fight? I don't know. There's only too many things that you can do. Other than voting and economically guarding yourself as much as possible. There's a huge amount of instability growing in the financial markets, in the financial system itself, especially in the Western world. And this is why we have spiking interest rates. They're trying to curb it.
Well, they're not going to curb it unless
they're not going to curb
unless
it, no.
they bring it to 18%.
Something like that. But then you reach a point where governments become insolvent, and they know that too. There's a certain level. My theory is it's just a spike. They're just going to jam a spike into the bubble, and when it starts really bleeding out, then they're going to drop them right back down again. There's a pain threshold that I think they're aiming for, and then they're going to have to back off. They're going to have to drop them right back down to the basement. Because the Ottawa can't possibly pay 6-7% interest on its debt. It would be all of their tax revenue. And
oh my God! Did you see what's in the comments? Find yourself a hot girl here.
Nice. 69XXX.fun. Well, thanks for joining us, 69XXX.fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyways, I'm going to let you go because I know you got to make a call in 5 minutes. And we're going to get some Americans on the show. And
by all means, yeah.
Thank you for giving us a perspective what this means for Canada and where things may be headed. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And enjoy yourselves tonight, guys. And the show will go on. I'll have you running in the background anyway, and I'll check in if you're still on.
Thanks. God bless you.
God bless. See you guys.
See ya. That is our man Supremo Canyon on Mike in the Night. And we're going to go down to Kentucky here. Where's it? Where's my... Hold on. It's one of my favorites here. There it is. All right. She just donated $20 to the channel. Thank you so much, Pamela, for doing that. Sending me $20. And we got Mitch Madden in the house, too. We'll get him on, too, to find out what is going on. So we got Arizona open here. I know the polls are going to close, in 7 minutes? So we're going to start to get in a flood of numbers here in about 7 minutes here in Arizona. So I got that pre-opened. We could go to any state you guys want to look at right now, and we should stick to the East Coast right now because we're getting more solid numbers. Oh, Fetterman's fallen. Fetterman is falling. Oh my God, he's fallen. There it is right now. We might see the transition here. 31.9% in. That is for the Senate of Pennsylvania. And wow, Mastriano is moving up too. He's at 40 points. So it looks like Shapiro might fall too. Are we going to see Pennsylvania turn red? I really hope we do, guys. Anyways, let's get our girl on the ground there.
Hello.
Hey, Pamela.
Yes.
How are you? Welcome to Mike in the Night. Thanks for the donation.
I'm doing good. You're welcome.
Welcome to episode 466. And let's go over to your state here.
Okay.
Let's go over to... I'm going to open it right here. States. Let's open your state here. You're in Kentucky, right?
Yes.
All right. Kentucky. Just want to make...
Paul.
Of course. Well, that's already a given. That's already
I know. I think we were the first one called. I think we usually are.
Yeah. So Ron Paul, basically 59.17 points over Booker. Booker did, Booker was campaigning hard. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
he was. Well,
And
Kentucky is traditionally red.
yeah,
We do occasionally vote blue. We have a Democrat governor right now, Andy Bashir,
yep, his term is
which
ending in
doesn't,
next year.
yay. He's not been that bad, though. He really hasn't. I wasn't happy when he got elected. His daddy used to be governor back probably, I can't even remember, sometime in the 90s, I think.
Okay, like 94,
Um,
right?
yeah, so he basically just wrote in on daddy's name.
Okay.
But he hasn't done anything extreme. I think he knows that it wouldn't fly here. They put the abortion thing on the ballot to vote yes or no. Everyone I know is voting yes, which means we don't want it, late term abortion.
Hmm.
He said it wasn't up to him. So he let us vote on that. So that's good. So hopefully that does not pass us going
Right.
through. Yes meant you didn't want it, which is weird, but yeah.
So
But that's really the only thing is that he's for abortion, and most people here are not.
I think anyone with a head on their shoulders will be debating inflation, cost of gas, cost of food,
Yes,
lack of
yeah,
jobs, lack of good private sector jobs. I think that anyone with a good, then that's what the red is doing. That's what the great old party is doing. Is they're running hard
right,
on inflation. Wow,
right.
and crime up in New York and in Pennsylvania and in Georgia. Crime is up through the roof. And
Well, it's even up here, which Lexington is a little bit smaller than Louisville. So it's a good sized city, even though land wise, it's not as big as Louisville. Louisville's more spread out, but we have just as many people. We have the University of Kentucky and all that stuff. Um, but not where I live. I live further out from downtown, but downtown, of course, has seen a lot of shootings. It's every weekend now. There's
in
one or two
Lexington,
shootings. Yeah, which we're not used to. So
I've been
people
to
are
Lexington
not
a few
happy.
times myself. I always
Yeah,
found it to be like lots of Corvettes everywhere.
yeah. Well, Bowling Green is where those are made, but that's
Yeah.
only like it's about 2 hour drive, I think. Um, did you go to Keeneland?
Did I go who?
To Keeneland, the racetrack?
No, I did not. I did not go
Oh, it's
there.
beautiful. It's right across from the airport, and it's beautiful.
So
Um,
that's yeah. I've never no. I've been through the downtown entertainment district. It's really nice. It's clean. It was very. It was very nice. Very welcome.
you know, it's strange. I'm not from Lexington, so I really haven't been downtown that much. I've been to Rupp Arena for concerts, for ball games, that kind of stuff, but
Mhm.
that's it. I don't go downtown for anything.
All
Uh,
right, let's talk about Fetterman and Oz. You hate them both. Why?
I hate them both.
Tell
I
us.
don't like Oz. I don't like Oz at all. Um, I just don't think he's a good guy. He doesn't even live in Pennsylvania. So how is he allowed to run there? He was born there. That's it.
Hmm.
He lives in New Jersey.
Okay,
But
and
Fetterman is just disgusting.
Mhm.
He's a trust fund baby, never had a real job, lived with mommy and daddy till he was in his 40s when he got married. A complete loser. He runs some tiny little town that died basically a few years back. It's like population 30.
really 30
That's-
people.
Yeah, yeah, not much more than that. I mean, all the jobs left. There was just nothing for anybody, so everyone left. And
Wow.
that's where he's, big man from.
Okay. Okay. Let's
So,
see.
but, and Oprah, Oz's good friend, Oprah brought Oz to us all.
Mhm.
She came out last week and backed Fetterman.
Well, of course, because Oprah, like
Uh-huh.
she's like America is going to be in quite a bit of mourning and quite a bit to have to take in this good big loss that's happened. And for people that are
What
tuning
loss?
in, hold on, the people that are tuning in that don't know this, there's a huge loss right now in America, and a lot of people are just tuning into this. So we're going to let you guys know, Oprah is no longer on Twitter. What a
Okay,
huge
her
loss
and
to America,
Whoopi.
to the world, to the
Well,
next level. Yeah.
So Whoopi said she was going to be getting off last night, and we were like, okay. Um, Elon's actually reporting that record number of people are coming back and getting on.
Good.
So those liberals will be back. They won't be able to stand not being on there because they're narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be able to stand it. They'll be back.
Okay.
Hollywood is like a pariah here now. We don't like Hollywood. We don't watch their award shows. We barely watch their movies. Yet they come out and tell us how we should live our lives all the time because we don't care what they say. But they are just like the Democrats in Washington. They don't listen. They don't read the room. They don't realize that we don't like you. We don't care what you have to say.
Just some breaking news right now. The Great Old Party has passed 40 for Senate results here, and the Democrats are at 39. So the Great Old Party is at 40 right now. This looks really, really, really promising as of right now. But mind you, when we were covering the Trump election live, everything was red. And then after, they flipped a whole bunch of crap. And California, Oregon, and Washington were already counted, even though they just opened they just closed the polls. And everyone was looking at California being a split state. And then, they had to fix a few things,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if that happens again, you will see a civil war in America.
Yeah, because
it will go crazy. It will go crazy.
It took them weeks to count Georgia and other states like Pennsylvania, but they already had all of California, Oregon, and Washington already counted, ready to go. The second the clock turned 8 p.m., it was already ready to go blue. But let me tell you something, Pamela. Those states experienced the most mail-in ballots of all the states. How the hell are they counting all those mail-in ballots and have it already blue when on the Atlantic side, they're still counting them?
I don't know.
It's fixed. That's why.
You think?
I know.
Yeah, if they're brave enough or dumb enough to try it again, it's going to go crazy here.
Yeah, well, you're in Kentucky, so you kind of in the heart of America there. So right now we're sitting at 79 to 134 for the House, and that's CNN reporting this too, right? So, and we're getting.
So the other day, Don Lemon, you know who he is, don't you?
Yes.
So he got demoted down to the morning show.
Oh, good for him.
And he doesn't have his night show anymore.
Okay.
And so he's kind of straightened up a whole lot. And I think it was Hochul they had on there. He was giving her a really hard time.
Good.
A hard time.
Good.
And
She's the one that said that Jesus came to her to basically tell people to take the juice, right? I can't say it here or on YouTube.
Yeah, she's confused. It wasn't Jesus.
Okay.
And then MSNBC, what's his name? Joe Scarborough, the morning show.
Mm-hmm.
With, Mika. He went after Katie Hobbs in Arizona because she didn't debate.
Right.
And you could tell she was not happy. And I'm like, what are we witnessing? When you see CNN and MSNBC go after Democrats?
Yeah, that's unheard of.
We haven't seen it for a long time.
Well, like I said, Today we might be seeing a lot of blue, states that were blue 20, 30 years flip red tonight. I'm telling you.
Right. Well, I think obviously the mainstream media is reading what's coming. So I think they were trying to get ahead of it a little bit.
Oh, so they won't look like jerks?
Right. Like, yeah, we knew they were wrong for doing that,
Okay, we got the New York here. We only got 27.41% in, but Hochul, whatever, how you pronounce her name. She said Hochul.
You know she's Nancy's cousin, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Amazing, isn't it?
Hochul 64.21 and Zeldin 35.79. And I know Zeldin has been pushing really hard with the crime going up in the last year and a half, like out of control.
Right.
And putting in police, I think in New York subways isn't going to solve anything because the police, it's like a revolving door. So the police arrest somebody and they're out in a couple of hours, right? So,
right, it's useless, and they're not going to risk their life to do it.
Right. So
because those crazy people in New York would push them onto the subway. They would. They absolutely would. They hate the police. I mean, they hate them. So
yeah.
no way is a police officer going to risk his life in the subway.
So it's a revolving door in New
Somebody-
York with the crime. Something else it
Right.
needs a complete reform, and I think Zeldin is going to stand. I mean, polls have been closed, but only 27.41% of the votes been dropped in so far,
Yeah.
and we're still waiting to. Looks like Schumer is in
Of course.
for Senate,
Of course, yeah.
but it's only
Was there ever a
26.9%
question?
in.
Right. Was there ever a question that Schumer would be in?
No, but
It's like Nancy. Nobody votes for him, but nobody knows how they keep their job for decades.
Yeah.
But no one likes them, but they keep their jobs.
kind of like
Okay.
Macron from France.
Right.
Everybody
right.
hates that guy. People
Yeah,
have been protesting in the whole country against the austerity measures, but he's still he just got voted in 5 months ago again.
Right. Yeah. He'll get voted in again, too. It's amazing.
Yeah. Like Justin Trudeau in
Decade after
Canada with the
decade.
boots.
I know. Decade after decade after decade.
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody votes for these people. They still win, right?
Right.
So
And if Hochul gets in, I don't believe the results.
yeah, I'm
There's
not going to.
no way.
Yeah.
New York has turned into a complete hellhole.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the mass exodus of people, because what happened was in New York in 2016, 2017, they took the Seattle playbook and just started printing out brochures in Mandarin to bring in investors. And investors came in from mainland China after Biden took presidency because they felt threat under Donald Trump. They buying entire condo towers in New York and leaving them empty.
Right.
Entire towers completely empty.
hmm
So that's what happened in
Well,
Vancouver.
it won't be long if she gets elected, because she wasn't even elected the first time. She was placed in because she was the lieutenant governor under Cuomo.
Mhm.
But if she somehow, gets this election, she'll probably be there for decades until she dies.
Mm-hmm.
And New York will be a complete and utter just trash.
They got, what, 4 or 5 layers of government in New York State alone? I know Pennsylvania's got 4 layers of government. I couldn't imagine 4 or 5 layers of government, especially in New York, where it's already... Basically, New York is a blueprint of Vancouver, Canada, and Toronto, where and Auckland, New Zealand, and Sydney, Australia, and London, England. It's the same blueprint.
Right. Like, I don't see the Democrats giving up control of that governor position. I don't see them giving up New York, period, or Pennsylvania, just like they won't California or Illinois. So we'll see.
Well, it looks like
If it's an honest election, they'll lose it.
But, in an honest election, just like Macron, no one voted for the guy,
Right.
but for some reason he won. And you go to France,
Right.
and same thing with Hillary Clinton. She won the popular votes. I found somebody finally a few weeks ago,
You know why she won the popular vote?
but I found someone that voted for her
California.
finally.
You did?
I did. I found a guy. He's a bus driver
Were
in
they
Washington,
dead?
D.C. He said he voted for her.
He wasn't dead?
No. But there was
No?
one person that voted for her that I finally found after all these years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of dead people that vote, and they vote every election. Sometimes they vote several times in the same election. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And yet no one cares. No one does anything about it. They're like, yeah, we know dead people vote. Seriously.
Yeah.
There's a joke. And it's like the daughter's talking, and she's like, yeah, my mom was a Republican when she was alive, but since she's been dead, she's been a Democrat. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It is a bizarro thing. All right, let's move over to Texas. It looks like Abbott's a shoe-in right now from what we're seeing, 55
Yeah, he's been called. They called him on Fox, I think it was, a while back.
Yeah, so it looks like he's in. Ted Cruz's term is ending in 2024. So it looks like we're looking at a red wave in Texas. And Texas...
So here's my prediction.
Please tell us.
2024, of course, Trump is coming back. He's coming back. He's getting elected. No one else stands a chance.
Can I say something? Can I say something, please,
what?
on that? I think
What?
Trump needs to pass the baton. I think we're going to see the most interesting primaries in American history. If Trump decides to run, and you got some really good, people running against him in the primaries, I think we're going to see the most interesting primary election in history, in American history. If
Who's
Trump
going to
runs,
run against him? Who's going to run against him?
I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of good young talent from the great old party, and you'll be surprised.
Anyone that runs against Trump will be a pariah to MAGA.
Right. I totally get what you're saying, but I think
they'll never get elected. They'll make themselves a complete enemy of 85 million plus people that will never vote for them.
No, totally understand where you're coming from. But I'm just saying it would be an interesting primary to see.
I really hope DeSantis doesn't. He's young. He doesn't need to. He just overwhelmingly got reelected in Florida. They love him. My family lives there. They love him.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to fulfill his full term. And then when Trump is done, then run, because I'd hate to see him run against him. It'd be super, super ugly, which it would. They're both type A personalities, win or die, because he would destroy his future in politics. He'd have to become a Democrat to get elected.
Oh, I understand.
Because MAGA is extremely loyal, and if you tick them off, you can forget it. It's like Mike Pence. Mike Pence gonna run. Okay. It won't be worth Mike Pence getting out of bed. So.
Yeah, totally understand. No, totally understand. Totally understandable. So House election results, Republicans 87, Democrats at 48. We're going to see this overflow. We already know that the great old party will win this. This is the big red wave. It's going to spill over. We're going to see it happen pretty much tonight, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. But I hope we don't, get into the wee hours of the morning and then see another big upset, because it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad this time. People aren't going to take it.
Yeah. So Senate right now is 41-42 for Democrats, 42 for Democrats, 41 for Republicans. And that's what it's standing at right now. But there's no check marks on a lot of these. There's a few check marks, but there's not a lot of check marks already as fully confirmed.
I also really hope that Beto O'Rourke and Stacey Abrams will go away now.
Yeah. What about Hillary Clinton?
I don't think you can get rid of the devil that easy.
Right.
She is, I don't know. She's a special kind of stupid. I don't know.
Well, she's already telling people that they're going to steal the 2024 election from her. She's already saying that.
Right, I know. Well, that's because she won't get elected. I don't know why she's even bothering to run. Trump will destroy her again, and she'll whine again, and I don't know. I just don't get her. She's just so power hungry, and she feels so entitled to be president. And I don't know who told her that she was entitled, but they didn't give the same memo to the people. So.
Right. They didn't ask the people, right? And she was so pissed off when she lost that. She was so pissed off when Biden was selected, not elected, selected. She was trashing her office, pissed off because that they didn't do it for her.
Right. Well, in 2016, she somehow just took the nomination, literally took it from other people.
Exactly.
Took it from Bernie Sanders, took it from other Democrats.
In the primaries, right?
Yeah, and marched her little butt in there against Trump, which was really stupid of her. But she felt entitled, and I would bet my life that they did cheat for her, because she was so sure. She'd have put all her money on it that she was going to be president. And when she lost, she completely lost it. They said it was terrible.
Yeah.
She could not believe it. And what happened was they underestimated the turnout. They underestimated how sick people were of Washington and their crap.
Well, we're seeing it right now with Biden.
Right.
This is,
But how happy we were to
yeah.
have someone like Trump. They thought the little things, like the way he talks or his tweets would do him in. And instead, we just kept our mouths shut and waited for voting day. And then we voted for him. And whatever cheating they did for her wasn't enough. And she lost it. She just couldn't take it. She couldn't take it. So I think what you saw in 2020 was them fixing what they did in 2016. They knew they had to do a lot more. Let's put it that way. And then when they saw the overwhelming voting again for Trump, even after all they had done to him, they were like, holy crap, just shut it down. And then they fixed a few things, and then they came back a few hours later.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Well, Walker just took the lead over Warnock right now in Georgia.
Right. So I was telling my husband, I said, Georgia's a funny state. It's not one you would think would be so conservative, but except for Atlanta, because it's big industry there, except for Atlanta, they're very conservative. They usually do go red. So I don't really know why the Democrats waltz in there like they own it, because they really don't.
Yeah, that was one thing.
Warnock,
I had someone in my store the other day that was actually from Atlanta, Georgia, visiting somebody in my town. And she was telling me she was so grateful when the state turned blue. They had a huge party. They don't want to be part of the great old party. They don't want to be conservative. And I was so shocked. I was so shocked when she told me that.
Except for Atlanta tonight. It's Atlanta in blue and all the rest of the states in red tonight.
Yeah, I can see it right here, what you're talking about, right here.
Yeah.
Right here on the map.
Atlanta has a lot of your, the professionals that think they're God. A lot of big business, corporate businesses and stuff. So they're always going to be Democrats. And that's what mostly makes up Atlanta.
That's right.
But the rest of it is just like normal places. And it's always red.
So I got it right here in front of us. It looks like Walker's taking the lead there. Really hope Atlanta goes red because it's not too far from where you are, and it's not it's a good combination.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think Atlanta will stay blue, but I think Walker will win. I think he should win. Not that I love him either. I don't. But
well, Carter's already won the House. Okay.
Right.
And Ferguson's already won the House.
Right.
So I mean, you can go all red here. Kemp is in the lead now by a lot. He's 53.93 to 45 against Abrams. So I mean, you can see an all red state here.
Have they called that?
Well, it's only 68.5% in, but he's taking starting to take a little bit of a lead now. It was tied about an hour ago when we started the show.
See, I'm kind of worried about Georgia because Georgia's on the same time as me.
That's right.
And what's taking them so long?
Yeah, that's a good question. Pamela, that's a very good question.
Drug out? Right. Why is it being drug out when Kentucky was called hours ago?
Right. Yeah, I know. Just like I asked you before. Remember the beginning of our conversation, Pamela? I told you, how the hell were they still counting ballots in Georgia and Florida and Pennsylvania when California was already counted 8 o'clock sharp?
Right. Now, Georgia was a big problem in 2020. Georgia's where they, had the suitcases under the tables.
Yes.
That they pulled out and didn't realize they were on camera. Georgia's also the place that had, the plumbing leak that was like condensation, it turned out. But yet they had to shut everything down. So Georgia worries me.
Yeah, it worries me too.
It should have been done hours ago.
And so does Pennsylvania.
Should have been counted. They're on the same time as me too. So yeah, Pennsylvania. It's funny that it's always the same places.
Yeah.
It's always Georgia. It's always Pennsylvania. It's always Arizona. Come on, people.
It's always the same old. We should have a party called the SOP, the same old people.
Right. Well, I mean, in the past, people have been asleep, but since 2020, people have woken up, and they will greatly if they do this, they are greatly underestimating the American people because we're fed up. We may not be out in the streets rioting right now. We've been waiting for this election.
Right. Do you
Because
see
the
civil unrest?
Republicans-
If this is fixed or something happens, do you see civil unrest coming to America?
Absolutely. This is our chance to get them out. And if we can't do it because they cheat, it's going to explode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is good for Canada because now our liberal government up here will be shaking in their boots. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
this is good for Donald Trump because you're a big MAGA fan, and this is good for him too if you got to see a red, right? So it's a win-win-win-win.
I'm not MAGA. I'm not MAGA. I used to love Trump. I really loved him in 2016. And I do think he was the best president we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a few things that concern me and worry me.
Me too.
Now.
There's a few things that concern me, and I jumped off the wagon back in 2019, 2020.
Right.
And
so for me, it was really kind of last year. But the things that give me pause, they're probably always going to give me pause. But honestly, Trump against any Democrat, Trump's getting my vote. So I can say I have worries, but I'm still going to go off how he did his job last time, and I like the job he did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we weren't in a war. We didn't have missiles flying over our heads towards other countries and stuff.
He actually ended the war in Yemen and was the first president to visit North Korea, I think, and a lot of things.
Right. So, you know, and that's while he's fighting for his life because they constantly Russia, which was all a made-up lie by Hillary Clinton.
Hill dog. Can't you get charged for damages?
Hillary.
Can't you get charged for damages for wasting the taxpayer money on this?
Absolutely, and she should. She should be locked up, but it would have to be the Democrats right now. The Republicans, if they take both houses, could do it, and maybe they will.
Yeah, I hope to God they do.
And I've always been a Republican. My parents were Republicans, and I changed my registration from Republican to Independent a few months ago.
Okay.
Because I still can vote for whoever I want. But I was hoping a lot of people would do that to send a message to the Republicans.
Right.
That just because you get the vote because people are so mad at Democrats doesn't mean you can sit on your butt and do nothing like you usually do.
Right.
They better do something.
Well, something's got to give somewhere, right? So
if they don't do something, they're in big trouble.
Well, with me living in Canada, a lot of people in Canada don't know how big of a deal this is to us in Canada, because the amount of corruption that's been going on and the amount of levels of corruption that we have here in Canada. In the next couple of years, Canada's going to be 85% public sector. There's going to be no more private. It's going to be all government jobs in the next 4 to 5 years. We're finished here.
We're kind of trying that here.
Oh, yeah. But I just hope to God something gives in America, something somewhere gives, and the pendulum swings back against the lunacy. Like, I don't mind all this BS, and they're working hard against us, and they're giving us a hard time once in a while. I don't mind that, Pamela. You know, it's being alive and being human. But what bothers me is when they try to shove... When they try to shove this crap down our throats, gender and this and all this garbage, I don't want nothing to do with this crap.
Right.
You know?
But listen, the best government is a government that stays the hell out of your life.
That's correct.
Government should keep your country safe and keep your dollar strong. Whatever you call your money.
Pamela, you should tell people in where you live in your area. You know, if America wants to do it, the Canadian-U.S. border is locked down like Lindsay Lohan. It's locked right down.
That's crazy.
You guys down in the South, if you only just do what you guys do to Canada, you guys would have no problem in the southern border. Not even one problem you'll have. You guys have sensors. The American and Canadian side, they put sensors across farmlands to stop people. If a Canadian comes across, they come and they tackle them down and deport them and put them on a bus and probably throw them across.
Gotta be. I heard you talking about that. You were questioning why, and I don't know. Other than there has to be some type of an agreement.
There is. That's why it's impossible for Canadians to get citizenship or move to America. It's almost impossible.
So I was going to say, I believe it's coming from Canada because obviously we don't care who comes here.
Mm-hmm.
or how you enter. So it has to be Canada keeping its grip on its citizens.
But it's on the American side too. No. I have a friend that crossed through a field, and they arrested him right on the middle of the field. And they have sensors all over the U.S.-Canadian border on the American side too, big time.
Right.
The Canadian side, they bring in people, migrants. Canada needs population, so they keep bringing in migrants or Trump migrants. They come in, they leave, they bring their luggage, and they cross the border into Canada.
Right.
That's been happening for years. But I'm saying that Canadians coming into America, it's like almost like even when I'm trying to cross the border to come into America to watch a baseball game or do something or come shopping, like you get the third degree. Like, we don't want you in our country. We don't want you here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that's coming from the Canadian government not wanting you all to leave, not wanting to give you that freedom. And I think for some reason, the American government has agreed to help them keep you there, because if we wanted to go there, they wouldn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't care about what we do. They're like, whatever, leave, stay, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe they would care about Canadians coming here. Everyone else comes here from all over the world.
No,
Some
again,
break
a
in,
friend of
some
mine
come
got deported
legit.
from Texas. He was
I
married.
know,
He's
that's the craziest thing.
married to a woman for 2 years in Texas, and he has no priors, no criminal, no nothing. And they deported. They put him on the bus.
So this is a scary thought, but do you think it could have something to do with that ESG score? Because I know Trudeau is really pushing ahead of other countries, trying to be like top dog. and
Oh,
bring
Trudeau
stuff
wants to
sooner.
punish its citizens the most it can, so it could show the rest of the world like that Trudeau's got Canada under wraps or under his thumb. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the rest of the world doesn't think much of Trudeau. He
Yeah.
is the laughing stock.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the laughing stock here. He used to be liked here. He's the laughing stock. But I'm wondering if they're not getting ready to really lower the boom on y'all. And you'll be allowed to travel if you have the right score. Otherwise, you're not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going on.
Well, I hope to God you're wrong, because I'm here, and I just hope something
I
happens.
know.
I hope to God something
So-
happens in America, and if it happens,
Right.
and maybe there could be some sort of investigation on Canada, because please come
Right.
and investigate us, please. I beg of you, American governance, American. I beg the Americans to bring Canada freedom. Please bring us freedom.
I really don't know why we're even separate. I don't know why you all are under the crown.
I don't even know, man. I don't know.
I mean, the queen is dead, so let's undo that too.
Oh, I don't think we'll be allowed to become a republic. I don't think Canada will be allowed to that.
Who's going to stop you?
The mainstream media, everything is against us. Like, everything is against us, and something needs to.
Well, the mainstream media, I think tonight is getting ready to get a big message.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe we'll see
our
a
mainstream
positive
media
change
won't
in
go
them.
away, because our taxes are paying for it here in Canada. It's funded by the federal government, right? So it's not going anywhere, and that's a problem.
Y'all are good. Y'all need a revolution.
Yeah.
You need to revolt. But I do think it's probably something to do with what I said, because it seems like Trudeau is wanting to be the leader, one of the leaders in the world,
Mhm.
as far as implementing this stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. He
Uncle
wants to get on the
Klaus.
World Economic or something, or
Yeah, Uncle Klaus's, agenda thingy, because they pretty much moved that up from 2030 to 2025.
yeah.
And Joe Biden, he was dumb enough to think it was going to fly here.
Mhm.
It's not. It'll be a slaughter fest here.
Yeah, I hear you, Pamela.
So we might have to come get y'all. And
I hope something
get
happens
done
soon.
here-
I really hope something
when we
really
get
happens.
done here, I'll lead the march to Canada.
I hope to God something happens to
And
us.
let me know when it's warm there, because I am not coming in the winter.
Yeah, it's going to get warm in 20 weeks. We're 20 weeks out back to spring. So we're counting
All right,
it down.
that might be perfect timing.
Yeah. All right, Pamela, I'm going to let you go. From Pamela from Kentucky here. Thank you so much for coming on Mike in the Night and helping us out with these midterm elections.
All right.
God bless you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that is Pamela Page here on Mike in the Night. All right, let's go down to, I think she's in Arizona. Let's find out.
Let's see.
Nina?
Speaker off.
Yeah,
Hello?
I got you. How you doing?
Hi, great. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing
Congratulations on your nuptials. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you perfectly. Thank you very much. So we're getting numbers.
Yeah, I see you're covering the elections.
The midterms, because this plays a huge part in what happens up in Canada. And Canada would
Yeah.
love a blue wave, and Canada would love Americans to suffer like we are up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's going to happen because right now, so we got the votes pouring in right now. The election polls closed there 31 minutes ago. You are in Arizona, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay,
Mojave County.
Okay. What county was that? Sorry.
Mojave.
Okay. Because Maricopa County is the second biggest district in America.
California and Nevada.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like in Senate here we got Kelly in that's winning right now, but only 39% of the votes in, and we got Hobbs that's winning, and Willie got only 39% of the vote in. So the votes are starting to pour in. Do you see Arizona going red?
Absolutely. Big red wave.
Okay, because we were having reports that in Maricopa County, again, the second biggest voting district in America, was having issues with their voting machines again.
Surprise, surprise. Well, the one thing that I think is different from the last time, in Arizona, we do actually have, I guess it's unofficial, an Arizona militia. And they are retired military and retired law enforcement. And they were around the voting boxes armed to make sure, the stuffing of the ballot boxes didn't go on. So the Democrats took them to court saying it was voter intimidation. And the judge said, no, the militia can be there.
The militia could be there. That's so good to hear. Because something like that in Canada, they would the mainstream media would put that all over the news in Canada, saying terrorists are attacking our election system. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, previously, a couple years ago, back during the BLM riots, the militia came to the BLM people came to Kingman, Arizona.
Right.
A lot of people have heard of Kingman. And they were in the Walmart's parking lot. And the militia caught up with them before the police and the sheriff's department did. And they told the potential rioters, you have 5 minutes to leave or be laid out.
Right.
And they got in their car and left. Then there were a couple buses they tried to bring in. And I don't know how this all happened, but the militia got them turned around and told them you need to go back from where you came from.
Yeah, I think they were coming from Northern California, to be honest with you.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. We're having like a mass exodus of Californians over to this area.
Yeah, we were covering this
exodus.
on trends in the housing market, remember? Mass exodus of Californians in Nevada and Arizona and New Mexico?
Yes, still happening. A flood.
And housing prices is basically skyrocketing, and I know.
Yeah. People are being pushed out because they can't afford the rent. And there are a lot of challenges out here now. Now, I did hear something very disturbing. I can't confirm or deny, but I heard on another channel there are over 50 illegal Chinese police stations.
It's 57 now.
The world. Yeah, around the world, and they're in Canada.
No, there's a couple in New York
State.
There's a couple in upstate New York. We covered this on Mike in the Night like 5 weeks ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay. We covered the police station in Northern Ontario. There was 2 to monitor Chinese citizens, and then I think there's a couple in BC, and I know upstate New York's got a few, and I think they're going to have a few. I heard there's quite a few in California, and I said they won't You won't hear about it not for a while, but the California ones are kind of under wraps. But you'll hear about it in a couple of weeks. You'll be like, oh my God, I was talking to a guy that just told me that this. But I think California's got 5 or 6 right now, more in the central area and one in the north of California. That's all I could say for right now, so I don't get shot.
Right. Well, with about 5-6 weeks ago, we had the craziest storm I have ever seen in my entire life. Right. Beforehand, for like 2 weeks beforehand, the phone would ring like at 4:30 in the afternoon. Emergency weather, storm coming in our area from like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day, every day, every day. And I'm like, well, how does the weather tell time? It's every day for 2 weeks. And then the one Sunday where they didn't have it, that's when the storm hit. And it literally came out of nowhere. It was a dust storm first, okay? And then it was like, they called it microburst, but other people said it was a tornado.
Okay.
And a rainstorm on top of it. It snapped all these poles, took out internet, took out phone, took out everything. Now, my internet initially survived the first part of the storm, but when they sent out all these crews to like fix other people's internet, they knocked mine off somehow.
Oh.
So I was without internet for about 2 months. I just got it back this week.
Well, good to hear.
Yeah, so it was just very, very strange. It was like going back in time. Like, I can't even describe it. Like, people who needed dialysis couldn't get dialysis because there was no power. I mean, it was insane. So I personally think it was a manufactured storm, but you know, it's hard to say. But I hope Carrie Lake pulls it out. I have heard I think her name's Kelly Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Involved in Wiccan, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
I'm not about that.
Yeah, so Lake is trailing behind. Only 39.41% of the vote is in. So I mean, we still have a lot of room here, from what I'm seeing. And then you got a lot of room for Masters and Kelly right now. I think Masters should win this one. I mean, it makes sense for him to win this, but how many angry Americans are living in Arizona though, right? You know?
A lot. This is a heavily armed carry state. I mean, people have guns and more guns. And right along the highway, we have one road here. It's called Arizona Highway 95. There'll be like these little pop-up stores that are tents, and they'll be selling weapons, or they'll be selling, high-powered rifles one day, and then they're selling knives the next. And people just flock to that.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's Arizona way. Like, if you walk into Walmart, it is not uncommon to see, like, at least 10, 15 men with guns holstered.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even include the women who carry them in their purses. So, you know. It's a heavily armed state.
Well, that's good. I got your state opened here. I'm just putting it in order. I got California here, where polls will be closing in California in about 20 minutes. So it looks like Newsom and Dahale is running there. Newsom was already admitted defeat. I was watching him earlier today. It's like he's admitted defeat, Newsom.
Well, Newsom, if I recall correctly, is the nephew of Nancy Pelosi.
These guys are all related somehow, and it's very scary when you think about it.
Well, did you hear about what happened at the Pelosi household?
Yeah, I know, but they can't put that. The images or the video footage is not allowed to be surfaced. It's illegal.
Isn't that convenient?
It's convenient. Yes, I know. But if it was at Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, they'll be all over the internet like stormtroopers into Poland.
Oh yeah. I'm a big Trump fan. So, I think Trumpy's coming back, and sooner than we think.
He's going to announce in a couple of days. Let's see what happens. Biden made, I think, one of the biggest crucial mistakes of his presidency by 3 days before Americans went to the polls today, he's telling them that they're going to stop drilling for oil, they're going to stop drilling, they're going to stop coal production, they're going to stop everything. And the number one thing that the Republicans are running with is inflation and crime increasing across America.
Right.
And they're doing well with that because that's actually happening.
Right. It's a very sad situation. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I grew up in Delaware. That's where Joe Biden was.
Yeah.
And his two boys,
Hunter.
went to my rival high school.
Really?
So they went to a high school called Tower Hill in Wilmington, Delaware. You can look it up.
I believe you.
This
I believe
is
you.
absolutely true.
I believe you.
And I went to the rival school, and even back then, now I'm talking like 1981, 82, like that, around that era. They had some really horrible nicknames, those two boys, even back then.
Wow.
And they were known as Blow, and I can't say the word, I'll just say C-bomb, Biden. That's how they were known even back then.
Yep. And I don't want to mention what president, but his brother said he had a nose like a vacuum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? He's got a nose like a vacuum.
Yeah. I've met Joe Biden several times, like at parades and stuff. He comes around and shakes your hand, this and that. And he was like, "Oh, call me Joe." But the thing with that is when he started dating his wife, she was married to somebody else. There's a popular like bar hangout in Newark, Delaware, and that's where they have the University of Delaware. And there's a venue that students like to go to. It's called the Stone Balloon. You can look that one up too.
I
and
believe
they have
you.
bands and they have a bar or whatever. And people like to go there. All right. She was married. Jill Biden was married to the guy who owned the Stone Balloon when she was dating Joe Biden. She was still married to him.
Oh. Interesting.
And then she divorced the Stone Balloon owner to marry Joe Biden. But it's not the way they present it. And it's not the way they present their children either. So Beau Biden, who was the attorney, they made it sound like he died in combat.
No, that never happened.
He died of complications from a brain tumor.
Yeah, that was...
All right, so that wasn't true.
Yeah, no, especially his
then,
ramblings for the last couple of weeks has been off the hook. And these Democrats are losing grip with reality. Everybody knows it. Everyone could see it. It's blatant. And Joe has been one of the biggest train wreck of a disappointments in American presidential history and the history of the planet, by far. I don't even know why he's there.
Oh, absolutely.
Biggest train wreck ever. And he betrayed the Canadians by canceling the Keystone Pipeline that created a lot of jobs for Canadians. And you should have seen, because in Canada, they love Joe Biden. In Canada, they love Hillary Clinton. They love, I'm not saying all Canadians, but in the town I live in, they just love the Democrats. And you should have seen everyone's face when Joe Biden canceled that Keystone Pipeline on the first day of his or second day of his presidency selection.
So. Well, I think what he's going to try and do is shut down the use of fossil fuel cars by saying bad Russia. Bad Russia has cut off our gas. Now we don't have any gas, so you have to use an electric vehicle or you're not going anywhere. That's what I foresee coming down the pike. So, proactively, I went and bought a used Segway, which is like a little scooter thingy. They have different ones, but I bought a scooter thingy. So, it's electric and it's for like beginners. And there's some that are very, very elaborate. This is like your basic little thing. So I can get around and get to work and get to clinic if there are no cars on the road, because out here distances are very far apart. So to go to the supermarket, it's 30 minutes each way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to go to Sam's Club, it's an hour each way. It's just the way it is. So without fuel, we're going to be in a big fat pickle,
Right.
you know.
And he's been
So
canceling. He's
hopefully-
been canceling drilling permits the last year. He's been really pushing this BS, this BS, go green bull crap, and it's not working. It's not working.
Right.
And
right.
a lot of the
Well,
things.
they're the ones that created the climate change in the first place.
Well, yeah, the climate does change. They're just using the obvious against us, right? There's floods in
exactly.
Pakistan. They're blaming the West for it. It's like the climate's going to change.
No.
Places on the planet will flood. Places will
Yeah.
get wiped out by hurricanes. It's just the way the Earth works.
Hmm. But on top of it, they're doing all sorts of wicked things, from what I understand, mixing DNA of different species, which is just wicked, wicked, wicked. Then they're doing something with like electromagnetic waves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And these are very advanced things.
It could be working with the
physics,
5G and all the other stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, it's way beyond my understanding. I took basic physics, but this is like much, much, much more advanced than anything I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a black hole, and they're just doing things in the heavens and the earth that's just plain old wicked.
Yep.
You know, and chastisement is coming.
It is. It is. All right, Nina, any final words from Arizona? So you see it becoming, let's go back to your state here. Let's go back to Arizona. Oh, House election results. We already predicted this. The House election results now for the great old party, the Republicans, are at 100 to 56. So we're going to see the House be overrun by the great old party. But we're keeping an eye on wow, New York. Who the hell will vote for this witch? Who Chal or who?
Oh, she's terrible.
Who the hell would vote for her?
Is she the one that said Jesus would get the vax?
Yeah, yes. But
she was that one.
Yeah, that's her. We talked about it on Mike in the Night on Odyssey. But
yeah,
there it is right there. So who the hell is voting with the crime up? I don't know how many 1,000%, with people with first-degree murder raps convicted are getting out of prison in New York, and people are scared to take the subways and travel. How the hell is she winning this?
I don't know. Some people have very strange motives. Maybe there are a lot of people that crossed the border that they moved up there, that they sort of bribed, to vote, because I don't think they're really checking the IDs, and they say that tens of millions of migrants have come across the southern border.
Speaking of Canadian migrants,
New York is a common destination.
Okay, I got someone messaging me here. It says, "Hey, Mike, just catching you on YouTube for the first time. I'm in Albany, New York, and I am a Canadian, and I am facing deportation back to the United States, November 29th." So,
well, this is my honest opinion, Mike. Now, this opens a whole other can of worms. I think they're very selective in whom they detain and whom they deport. Okay, it's not an even playing field. Okay, so I was married to a physician from North Africa. Okay, and we were married for years. And the day he was supposed to get his green card, ironically, was 9/11/2001. And if we all remember what happened that day, it didn't go well. Okay.
Building 7, yes.
After that, they kept rescheduling. Need a new judge, need new fingerprints. I'm like, how do your fingerprints expire? And they held his passport along with many other passports. So they waited until it expired. And then they sent, like, I can't even describe it, like a fleet of law enforcement to our house. My parents were there, and they acted like they were arresting Osama bin Laden, right? And the only charge they had on him was you have an expired passport. But they were going to like make a scene. They had TV cameras.
Whoa.
My parents were furious. They were humiliated. And they kept saying to me, the neighbors can see everything, you know, that kind of thing. And he went into custody, and then he was transferred to a federal detention center.
Mhm.
And then it got worse from there. And then it got so bad I can't even speak on the matter. But let's just put it this way: put 2 and 2 together, Mike. You're a smart guy, all right? He went in, but he never came out. And then the lies and the cover-ups and the denials. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And over the years, just in case there was a shred of honesty there, which I sincerely doubt, I hired not just once, not just twice, but 3 times at different stages, people called skip tracers
Yes.
to look for my spouse.
Right.
Okay? They find people who don't want to be found.
Right.
Okay?
Skip tracers
3
basically
times.
try to track a SIN number, a work number, or try to find. They use various different methods. Or if somebody applies for credit somewhere, a skip tracer could find through.
Oh, they do it
crediting.
internationally. Like
Yeah.
they found someone in Cyprus who broke custody rules and took the child back to Cyprus. They can find anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. 3 separate teams. All of them came up with nothing. Now, that kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm really sorry to hear that. We should do an independent story, like one day when you kind of really feel up to it and you want to get the story out. Maybe we could just do a story on that, because that's a big deal. Like, I was facing deportation from the United States, and I was there 5.5 years, and I had a company to sponsor me, and I wasn't stealing an American's job, and I paid a lawyer to do my paperwork. They were threatening to arrest me and put me on a plane in handcuffs and basically send me back to Canada. And it's not just me. Every time, Nina, I bring this up, you know how many emails I get the next day from people that were deported from America into Canada? So the key is to get to Mexico, get its hand, dump all your stuff and get into America, and then tell them where you want to go, and you get a free phone. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think there's a lot more to the story. I think the Chinese, or the DPRC, whatever they want to call themselves, the Mexican cartels, and our own people, yes, I'm talking about U.S. Government, are all in cahoots to bring illicit fentanyl over that border. And they also want to traffic women and children and God knows what else.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's all planned. I mean, how many poor migrants do you know with planes, you know?
Not many. I don't think I know any at all.
Exactly.
I don't think I know any at all.
Exactly. So I think we're reaching the bottom. Every day I hear something else, but I really think we're reaching the bottom of the bottom of wickedness and immorality and lack of ethics and all that. So I'm hoping this election is going to sweep a new wave and a new hope, and that it'll ignite America and Canada and the UK and Australia and New Zealand and Brazil and so forth and so on. And then the whole Brazil thing.
Yeah, that was so
Show you
fixed.
where
That
I'm
was the
at.
most fixed. Again, just like the Biden selection, just like Justin Trudeau, just like Macron, just like all these people. It's just one after another after another. And the New England selection with that new guy that's going to send billions of dollars to Pakistan for climate change. And like it's one after another. It's just unfathomable, but it's happening.
Okay, so final words. Love from Arizona. Bless everyone. New hope is coming. Never give up. Never surrender.
Right. Thank you so much, Nina Chase, on Mike in the Night from Arizona. thank you for sharing this with us. Very touching story, and I really appreciate your support here.
Okay. Send my love to you and the family. Take
Thank
care
you.
now.
God bless. Bye. That is Nina Chase out of Arizona. And we're going to get, I want to get Lord Humongous, but Lord Humongous is saying he's on the satellite phone. So let's get Justin Credible on the show and see what he's got to say. We got Justin Credible out of Oregon State. Hi. Is this Justin Credible?
It is, my friend.
It's so good to hear from you. I'm sorry if it's late for you there. I know you're on the same time as me, but people sometimes get up earlier. It's but what is going on? Let's go to your state. Has not been. We're still waiting for results to come in from your state here. Let me just double check here. Yeah, well, California's got nothing yet, so that means Oregon's going to have nothing yet too. And what do you think is going to happen in your state? Let's go over your state here. Let me grab Oregon here. Where are you? Oregon, Oklahoma, Oregon. Okay, we got Wyden and Perkins. Does Perkins stand a chance?
I don't think so.
Ah,
I think Wyden is so ensconced in there, established and been there for centuries. But I don't think that's
okay.
I don't think it's a possibility, that Perkins could make it. But the most interesting race here in this state to me is the governorship.
Kotek and Drazan.
Yeah, Drazen. Yeah. So, Kotek has got some disadvantages. Not only the name. The name's kind of weird, but so anyway, I'm thinking, and that they're saying that Oregon could have a Republican governor here, after this election. So
this is very good. If that's the case, this is extremely good. This is very bad for Canada too. I mean, the more Republican America goes, Canada is going to be in a lot of trouble because they might be in for an investigation up north.
That's right.
Yes.
That is right, man. Yeah, so there's big turnout. I think I saw a lot of people dropping their ballots off in the mail, in the ballot boxes, the mail type things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and the one that I dropped mine into is back behind a state building, or back way to the side and back of a state building parking lot. Very, very weird, very remote place for a ballot drop-off box.
Very remote, so some pickup truck could tie a chain to it and drag it downtown Portland.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they could.
So
anyway, geez,
so Justin Credible, you're thinking Drazan. I really hope you're right. I haven't been following Oregon because it's a deep blue cesspool of corruption.
Yeah,
and,
what a horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember back in 2018, 2019 when they were just getting in so much foreign investing in from China. Once Biden took the selection government, man, Oregon was publishing brochures in Mandarin to bring your money to Oregon, bring it here. We love you.
Yeah, it's very, very sad, very sad. But as a child growing up on the coast of Oregon, we would look in the paper, and my dad was especially interested in this, but they would list the local newspaper down on the coast would list all the ships coming into the bay,
Mm-hmm.
Coos Bay, and it was always such and such Maru hauling logs for Japan.
Okay.
So we shipped a ton of stuff to Japan back in the 60s and 70s, raw material, lumber. No, not lumber, excuse me, not finished goods. logs, hauling logs by ship.
Right.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah, I as a kid, as a child, I was amazed. But anyway, yeah, you're right about welcoming in Chinese money and
It was huge. It took you guys by storm. You see, in Vancouver, it was going on in Vancouver since pretty much 2010. So we were used to this in British Columbia. But then once Biden took the selection, man, you guys were hit with a tsunami of empty buildings everywhere, picked up by foreign investors.
yeah, so true. Now, yeah, eyewitness anecdote here, or eyewitness story here. I went to Denver from Oregon. I in the spring of 2018, and I went to a convention and stayed at a hotel in the business center, that business complex of high rises, etc., and hotels and things. I think it's to the south of actual downtown Denver. So anyway, at that time, in May of 2018, there was a ton of vacant. That place was like a Potemkin village. It was vacant. It was a ghost town, and all of those buildings, fancy insurance names, or something insurance building or this and that, but there was nobody around. It was and it wasn't a holiday type thing. It was right in the middle of the week. Anyway, so that's just an eyewitness example of the commercial real estate has been in a bad way, I think, and then also the ghost purchasing of Chinese, by the Chinese of all of commercial space.
Well, they did that. They terrorized New York for a long time with that, since pretty much 20 started. California is the original hub of it. It was California. San Francisco was the original hub back in 1993, and then it expanded throughout all of California, and it expanded out through different parts of California, and then basically it started moving north, and then it stopped for a bit, and then after the whole Biden selection, we went through a full blown West Coast. Just this sea of taking over, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
The sea of takeover, this whole red China takeover, this, and now apparently there's rumors of police stations Chinese police stations in Northern California.
I just heard that today. Yes, I just absolutely heard about that.
I said it 4 weeks ago on Mike in the Night, remember?
Yeah, Mike. Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Absolutely. And then to hear it today and to corroborate you, or to that just it reinforces things, man.
But so
man.
Anyways, I just wanted to touch base with you because I know you're in Oregon State and giving us a little update on what's going on. I really, really appreciate you taking the time and being with us. Is there any final words? Anything you want to say?
Well, Mike, I just want to, wish us all the best, and hopefully everybody's, taking your broadcasts and what you are doing and going through and suggesting and what you did to your place. Hopefully people have followed your lead and are ready for things. It's not only you, it's this whole culture of preparedness,
Right.
And I hope people have followed your lead and what you're doing and have listened and are ready for the bad things. I think there's some, harsh winters coming, or is here even, but we'll see how it is after this whole mess.
All right, just incredible. Thank you for being with us, and keep your eyes and ears open, and just report to us anything you find, okay?
Absolutely, Mike, I will, and thank you for calling.
God bless. Bye.
God bless you, Mike. Thanks.
That is just incredible in Oregon State. Let's get our next American on here. Let me see. Let me see if we can get the. We'll jump down to Texas and see if the walking journey down in Texas. Let's open up his thing here. No answer. I was having troubles with Skype with him earlier. I had to actually hardline call him. I actually had to call him on a hardline because I was having problems calling Texas from Skype. I don't know why. Who knows? All right, let's go back. Let's bounce back to Oregon to Mitch Madden, see if he picks up. In Oregon State, we got Mitch Madden. Mitch, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Hey, I was just brushing up on the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, and the 13th Amendment gave blacks the right slaves, not blacks, slaves, the freedom in 1865.
Right.
Then in 1870, the 15th Amendment was ratified, and it gave blacks the right to vote, but only black males. Women in America didn't have the right to vote until about 1920. And then that was right around the time when Prohibition came in, when they outlawed alcohol, and then the next year they finally gave the women the right to vote. That was in 1920. But blacks have had the right to vote since 1870, and I know about the Jim Crow laws and all that, but Oprah Winfrey is an example of how the blacks are still carrying the chains. Mm-hmm. They keep voting for people that want to keep them in government servitude.
Not right now. Lately, it looks like that the Republicans are winning the black and Latino votes right as we speak. I was looking earlier in the day, and a lot of huge Latino and black turnout in New York, in Pennsylvania, in Georgia, in other states there. What was it I was looking at earlier? It was just, they're really, really taking it. They've lost. Who was it that was on? I think he was on the mainstream media, believe it or not, and he was saying that they need to start voting outside of these confines that they've been in for so long, and they've been held slaves for so long under this democratic possession that's over them. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them, they're winning. The black and Latino vote, like even in California, is going to the Republicans.
Well, that's good news if true, and it stands to reason because a recent credible poll, not the fake polls that they put out on the media, says that 75% of Americans are really unhappy and believe that America is heading in the wrong direction these last 2 years. And it's obvious, and you had mentioned at the outset of the show, all the different things that are going south. I went down and tried to buy my dad a melon, a honeydew melon. It was a pretty small one. It weighed about 6 pounds, $1.69, $11.
Whoa.
Now, for a little honeydew. I said, this is ridiculous. And it's a shit honeydew anyway. You can only eat the soft part between the seed, near the seeds,
right?
Because they're not very good. So you end up throwing most of it away anyway. And $11. And then Oregon is about 8% off its record gasoline high at the pumps right now, at least in my area. Mm-hmm. And that is only because the Biden administration depleted the oil reserves, that which is critical for an emergency. And he did that because the election was coming up, and to keep the inflation down enough during the third quarter when they set the cost of living increases for Social Security and stuff. That's the only reason that he released the oil reserves, is to do the election and so the government doesn't have to pay out nearly as much as the increase in inflation to the people that are on fixed income. So everything is political, Mike, and
well, California is in. We're getting was this California? It looks like so nobody's voting for. Again, it's going to be like those other candidates where nobody votes for them, but they still win. It looks like Newsom It looks like he's at 56.41, but only 3% has been reported. But they're already putting him as a win with only, look at this, guys. I'm not making this up. 3.51% of reporting was in. Polls to close at 11. So, 11 p.m. Eastern. So it just closed, 10 minutes ago? Yeah. And we're already, just like the Biden election, the Biden-Trump election we're following, the second 9 o'clock, 6, 7, 8 p.m. hit, guess what? California turned blue. The second, there it is right there. It's already blue. The second 8 p.m. hits, California turns blue, and all these other states are still uncounted. Very bizarre, eh?
Mike, weren't we on your show during the last election?
We were.
Yeah, and when we signed off that night, I was watching all the results, and I had been voting for 48 years, at that point in time, and I'd watched everything on election night always, and it was a slam dunk. I mean, you could have called Trump the winner at about 9 or 10 at night,
Right.
And then all of a sudden the next morning, everything turned. All these millions of votes came out of nowhere, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying that didn't follow the program that I've ever paid attention to. It was entirely contrary.
So here it is. You're going to see this all blue in a few minutes, but you still have North Carolina and Virginia, and you got West Virginia, you got Indiana that's still up and still up for the running, but you get all this blue immediately. But then the ones, and California, Oregon, and Washington have the most mail-in ballots of pretty much all states combined, but they're still, you see how this is working? You see how this is every single time it's the same bullshit. So let's move on ahead here. So it looks like it is 45 for Senate's election so far. None of them are fully verified. There's a few fully verifieds here. There's a few fully verified Democrats. So it's 45 for the Democrats, and the great old party, the Republicans, at 44. And 45 to 45, they just tied right now live on Fox News, Democracy 2022. Now, the only thing that the Democrats have in this is women's abortions, which everybody cares about inflation, and talking about that other BS. What's the other BS? Green Deal and all that other garbage. They're not looking at anything. And democracy will die tonight. Democracy is going to die if you vote conservatively. Now, the conservatives are running. They got a really good platform. You got crime up in all major cities. You got inflation out of control. You got that idiot Joe Biden 3 days ago announcing they're going to stop all the drilling and cancel all the drilling and stop all the coal mining. So, I mean, the Republicans should have this in the bag.
Unless they're, Mike, I don't think that they can cheat enough to overwhelm the red tsunami that's coming in. They just can't cheat enough. And I'm thinking if there's just a modicum of honesty in the election, that the House of Representatives in America should pick up 30-something seats, and the Senate should pick up 5 or 6. If there's anywhere near the honest votes, because the Biden administration, depending on which legitimate poll you listen to, it is only getting between 9 and 12% approval rating. Mm-hmm. And then I already mentioned that 75% of Americans are absolutely, totally unhappy. Mm-hmm. There's a few people with, pink and yellow hair and, super woke people. And even my dad, he's super woke, he hates Trump. He wants, he says he hopes somebody takes out Trump and all this shit, Mm-hmm. There are still some really woke people. There's no question about it. That they didn't get the memo, and I just spent a month and a half at my dad's, and I kept having to go outside because all he does is watches mainstream news, and he's got a laptop, but he refuses to research anything. And if you told him go to this site and go to this site and at least check out a few interviews and from really credible people and see, maybe you might have a little different opinion. No, he watches CNBC and CNN and
MSNBC and all that other great.
Yeah,
He should watch Mike in the Night. So let's go over to New York here. We got who call. I can't even pronounce her name. I don't even care. And Zeldin. So it's still open. It's still in the open right now. So we're got almost 60% reporting. So no one's taken it yet here. I really, really hope, New York flips red. I mean, you see the map here, it's all red, but it never works that way. And Schumer is always a shoo-in because his, how they always fix these things, right?
Yeah, he ought to be selling bagels down in the Bronx somewhere. I just can't believe that he's a leader in the Senate. I just can't believe it.
We got Newsom. Well, Newsom, we got 7% reported, and Newsom is already almost Dahali is like 44.94%. So I don't know why they're already calling Newsom the winner already, even though it's you know what I'm saying, Mitch. Maybe I'm missing something here, but there's only 7% of the vote in, and they're already declaring him the winner.
What you are missing is millions of middle class Californians. As the Nina, I think, was saying, millions of middle-class Californians are exiting the country. They're heading to Arizona, Nevada, Tennessee, Idaho,
Texas.
And it's all that's going to be left in California are the rich Silicon Valley types that have millions and millions of dollars, and they live in gated communities. And then there's all the poor and homeless, which are going to need government to feed them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to have so who are they going to vote for? They're going to vote for the Newsoms. The homeless and the needy people are going to vote for them. All the millions of illegal immigrants that are going to be voting are going to vote for the Democrats, and the rich people who are really super lefties. They're going to vote Democrats. So none of the working people are going to vote Democrats. That's for sure. The middle class and the small entrepreneurs, they're not going to vote Democrat. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a dwindling amount of those in California.
Wow. Because it seemed like earlier today I was watching Newsom, and he was pretty much admitting defeat earlier today. I mean, I guess Newsom's going to be like Newsom will be like a Macron in France and Justin Trudeau. I guess they need to keep him in there, type of thing.
Yeah, I think that they want to run him for president. I'm not sure if he'll go 2024, but I'm getting that feeling.
This guy, I think Avenatti has a better chance. That porn star lawyer has a better chance of becoming president. Holy crap!
What was her name? Stormy Daniels.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this is going to be an interesting night for sure, Mike, and I'm glad you did this impromptu show tonight because I haven't been following the politics, and my ballot is in the waste bin right now. It's the first time I haven't voted since I was 19 years old.
Really?
I've been threatening not to vote for years and years, but every year I study all the issues. I read everything I can get. I talk to people. I try to vote on the local issues, the county issues, the city issues, the county issues, the state issues, the federal issues, right down to the judges and everything. I study everything, and I always try to make as much of an informed vote as I can, and I've been threatening not to vote anymore, but I can't vote anymore because I don't have any confidence. And I know that, okay, you don't have a right to complain if you don't vote, or you're not patriotic if you don't vote. I call bullshit on that.
Mm-hmm.
That I just don't have any confidence that voting matters. It probably does a little bit because if you look at where this country and where Canada was at before Trudeau and before Biden, we were much better off.
Oh, way better off.
Yeah. I mean, but it just looks like, Mike, that things are really going to get bad here pretty soon. I mean, they're already bad, but I mean, they're really going to get bad in every way, economically, financially, socially, militarily. I mean, it looks like everything's just going down the tubes. And I just can't see, I can't see a turnaround unless we start protecting our borders, get out of the war in Ukraine, and start drilling for oil and and building jobs here in America. It sounds trite to say that, but we really need to create a massive amount of jobs here in America, because John Williams says that unemployment is about 25% and inflation is running about 16.5%.
Yeah, 16. I was saying about in Canada it's about 18. If you look at the price of housing and where we are as Canadians with average wage earners, and I'm talking upper average wage earner, middle class, we're about 18, 19% here too.
Inflation?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he had inflation in July at about 17.5% in America on average. But when they released the oil reserves, it dropped the price of oil, and it also lowered inflation a little bit. So September, his figures were 16.4%, I believe, but that was just a temporary deal. So I don't think inflation is going to be going down anytime soon. Not real inflation. I mean, they leave out food and energy, and those are the two things that have gone through the ceiling.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, but in Canada, they left housing out. If you put housing in, it's crazy.
Yeah, your mortgage and your rent has just doubled, and then they say inflation is in single digits. Bullshit. Well, I don't know how this is going to turn out, Mike, tonight. But like I said, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to predict that nobody's happy. And always in the midterms, the party that's in office loses a lot of seats in both houses, and in this particular case, it should be much more dramatic than average by far.
Well, it looks like Utah it's always been a red state, but still, I just like to say Utah. But anyways.
Yeah, there's not many pink pussies up in Utah. There
are
Mormons.
Hey, let me ask you, did Vermont flip red? Because I always thought Vermont was a blue state. It looks like it flipped red.
New England is notorious for being a liberal,
Yeah, but it looks like the governor won it with the shoe in at 72.76% with almost 60% of the votes in. Scott. So, I mean, I'm telling you, dude.
I think Vermont, it might be a state that really has real good Second Amendment laws. I think it might be Vermont. There's one of those New England states.
New Hampshire. It's New Hampshire.
Second Amendment, huh?
New Hampshire.
Oh, New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only about 1.4 million people in New Hampshire, I think, but it's a pretty small state. But most of those New England states don't have much of a population except Massachusetts, if you want to call that yeah. But I haven't been following what's going on across the nation, and I haven't even been following what's going on politically much in Oregon. Portland's so far away, but I would like to see a Republican governor here for a change. My God, I haven't seen one in 20 years or so. I think we had one senator for one term that was Republican in probably the last 25 years.
Well, yeah, and same thing with a lot of those states in New England. But right now, just updated. So Senate results for Senate, 41 Democrats, 44 for the great old party.
And where is that at?
Senate seats, Senate results, 41 to 44. Now? We need 51 for a majority. So it looks like the red wave may happen, and then we're going to have to shut down the show and then go to sleep and wake up in the morning, and everybody else that we thought we were going to win ends up losing, even though nobody voted for them.
Mike, I'm not sure that they can cheat enough to get away with that, but that Socrates at Martin Armstrong's software program says that after this election, from now on, nobody in America is gonna have confidence in the outcome of any election.
Right.
That just either side, and the social unrest and violence and crime is just going to keep going up, and it's just going to keep getting worse. And also, Martin Armstrong says that 2024 in America, the presidential election, He said there may not even be an election.
Well, I think Hillary Clinton's already prophesized that they're going to steal the election for her. That's what she said the other day.
I think the only way that they can try to postpone or stop an election would be if there was some type of a martial law declared, some type of an emergency like the Civil War.
I understand what you're saying, Mitch. I get it. Because if they go to an election, obviously the great old party will win, right? So it's either we stop it or find a way to postpone it, right? Just like the economic collapse, they postpone it by doing the you-know-what for 2 years, right? That we can't talk about on this channel.
You know, when Ross Perot ran against Clinton and old man Bush, I voted for Ross Perot.
Of course you did. Of course you voted for Ross Perot. I would have too. He was the next Kennedy, man.
One of the reasons I voted for him is he wanted a direct democracy where, like, if we're going to go to war in Ukraine, everybody in America has a vote, and if the more Americans vote to go to war in Ukraine that don't vote, then we go to war in Ukraine. If no, you know, he wanted direct democracy, not this system that we got. That's been bastardized. I
talked about this on cell phones and tablets where it's already tied to us with their fingerprints and everything. Should we go to war with Ukraine? Should we bomb Israel? Should we do this? Should we do that? Well, they'll send us a message, and then we would go ahead and reply on our phone within an hour. At least that would be a little bit more, because you'll get like 98% people saying no, right?
Well, in my opinion, we don't have a right to bomb anybody unless they bomb us first.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So House race right now, Democrats and Republicans battle for control of Congress. So here's the House estimate is 180 for the Democrats and 198. And this is up to date. This was updated a few seconds ago. And, 13 minutes ago, updated right here. And Canada's in a lot of trouble because the Canadian Parliament is watching this election like a hawk. Because Canada wants to avoid an investigation.
Oh, yeah. Ever since Trudeau and that with Newland, or no, who is that? The assistant?
Freeland.
Yeah, the Freeland. She's the worst bitch than JT is.
Yeah.
Mike, I wanted to issue a warning to anyone who has thinking about selling real estate, selling their home or property or their second home or their rental home, and is trying to is hesitating, waiting for better times, who's getting greedy. I just listened to a guy who is a native of Montana who had been living in Idaho for 28 years. He was actually in the Philippines. I just watched it today. And he said that he went through a divorce and he had his home sold in Idaho. And for a nice profit, it had increased. And his wife got a lawyer and started litigation to try to get him not to sell, because she said he was selling the home in Idaho too cheap. Mm-hmm. And so they fought for months. And they just sold it recently, but meanwhile it started collapsing, the price.
Yeah,
because the wife was greedy, and they both lost money.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. You know, you always get people going in thinking they know what's best for each other, or for one another, and then that's how they're split up in the first place, right? So. All right, Mitch, I'm going to let you go. We'll get you back on our mic in the night to give us an update on what's going on personally. We don't want to talk about it on here because I'll get canceled on here.
I hear you. Well, thanks, Mike, for putting this impromptu show together. I'm really enjoying it, and I'll be back in the comments.
God bless you, Mitch.
And God bless everybody in the comments.
That is our man, Mitch Madden out of Oregon, who is basically watching Mike in the Night. He's been watching Mike in the Night for years. All right, let's do a quick channel plug here. Let me plug myself here, if that's okay with you guys. And somebody asked me, he's like, how much money do you make doing this? I'm like, I don't make anything doing this at all. If anything, it's, you know, at times it's counterproductive, but, you know, I like being with you guys, you know? So, guys, if you want to watch Mike in the Night, you need to go on Odyssey. I'll give you a link to our Odyssey here. You need to come on Odyssey here and go ahead and subscribe to that right there. And there it is on Odyssey, where you got episode Mike in the Night 465 was really good. I think a really good mic in the night was 464. We got some really good callers on this show. Oh man, was it? And it's open mic. It's open stuff that you don't hear. There's 467. It's going to be live in a few days, 3 days. Mic in the night on Odyssey, open mic, where we basically talk. Artbydano.com, artbydano.net, not your typical art. Artbydano.com. Don't forget to visit him on the Huntington Beach Pier. Art by Dano, really cool guy. He's been on the show many times on Mic in the Night, and talking about the transformation of California and how California is basically California, and it's gotten really bad. So artbydano.com, don't forget to support him. KiwiRadio.nz, MikeInTheNight.com, don't forget to follow and actually download free MP3 episodes. Some of them are a small 99 cents to support the transmission. There it is right there. If you guys want to listen to Mike in the Night and not eat up your bandwidth, go ahead and download them here and go from there. And I am also on Facebook, but I don't know why I'm on Facebook, because nobody sees anything I have, and I have, I don't know, 113,000 followers. That's my biggest following, and nobody sees anything I post. So it's almost like the most useless platform on the planet. All right, folks, you are tuned in to Mike in the Night. Unfortunately, I can't put any transitional music here. It's very unfortunate that I cannot put any transitional music here on YouTube, but I decided to do the live stream on here because we are talking about the American midterms and what is happening. So we got Georgia here. We got Walker, who is looking like he's taken the lead here in Georgia. And Georgia's a very key state here. Kemp looks like he walked over Abrams. Thank you! Thank you! Yes! Yes, hold on, let me get some.
This is me, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is so good. Thank you so much. It looks like it's in the bag. I'm not going to say anything, but Georgia is a very big state that needs to go under some severe investigation in Georgia. So there it is right there. Oh my goodness. And let's see what's happening here in Pennsylvania. Sorry, I don't know why I'm scrolling up. There's Pennsylvania right now. Fetterman and Oz look like they're almost neck and neck. Just a small mere percentage point. And I really hope to see. I want Oz to win, obviously, because like, who would you hire? Like now, think of it like this, folks. Who would you hire to work for you? If you had a job and you're paying somebody to work for you, would you hire Oz or Fetterman, right? So, the answer is right there. So, there it is right there. So, California turned blue so fast, and all these states are still not counted, but California turned blue. Look at that. It does it every single friggin' election. So, let's go over our Senate selection here, which is very important. This is what we're looking at right here. 51 is needed. We're sitting at 45. We're sitting at a deadlock so far, but a lot of these blue ones are not fully verified. There's a lot more red verified that are fully verified in the bag right here. Obviously, Florida, obviously, Kentucky, obviously the ones we know, they're all here, right? But wow. And what do we got going on? Here's the House. All right, here we go. Here is the red tsunami that people are talking about, the House election results. So the Great Old Party is sitting at 158 over 99. And this is going to spill over, like I said. And yeah, let's keep going here. What do we got here? We got, the New York. I'm watching this. Oh, damn. Who the hell voted for her? I don't know who the hell voted for this Huchal. Who voted for her? Like, crime is up in New York. Double-digit percentage crime is up. Okay? And inflation is going nuts there. There's a mass exodus of people leaving New York State. New York is in shambles right now. Who the hell would vote this lady in? I can't believe it. And then you look at the map, it's all red. I can't believe, I don't know, man. I'm in incredible disbelief. This is, I understand, that there's a lot of election fixing and rigging. But here we go. Texas has been confirmed in the bag. Abbott over O'Rourke. And obviously Ted Cruz is term ending in 2024. So that's another election for another time. But here we go. We got Hobbs. Man, we were just talking to our Arizona caller here earlier on Mike in the Night, Nina. and she is saying it's a red wave, and a majority of people are voting for the great old party. But it looks like, I don't know what's going on here. But no one's clinched the House yet. Only Gallego, whatever, clinched it. But what else do we got here in California? So look at this. I mean, who the hell would vote for these people? I guess Mitch was right. A bunch of middle-class Americans that are comfortable, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just absolutely speechless. And this is the Kodak one, and Drazan I'm following here real close, because Oregon, I mean, is Justin Credible going to be right? Drazan is basically says that, she's very favored there. So hopefully our last call, or two callers ago, could maybe wait. Hopefully, man. Woof. But so we got Lord Humongous in the house, but apparently I can't call him on Skype because, yeah. So we got the live comment school. We got JJ True in the house. We got Iceman in the house. We got Kalen in the house. If you want to tune into the last Mic of the Night, I think Kalen was the last caller or second last caller. Really good caller, Kalen, on Mic of the Night. On Odyssey, though, we can't really speak on here. Yeah, Mitch Madden is basically telling me to relax here. They are calling it way too soon. So Mitch Madden is basically saying, calm down. They're calling it way too soon. So someone's saying 49 for the GOP, for the great old party. Let's go back to that. I'm just going from state to state here and figuring out what's going on. Okay, we don't need that. Washington, of course, and yeah, this guy Incel is terms ending in 20. So we got obviously our Senate seats here. There it is. Where there's Smiley. Come on, Smiley, pull it through. You could do this. So let's go back. Let's go back to what Google is saying. So let's refresh our Google. So we're sitting at 41 to 44 according to Google. And when was this updated? What, 3 minutes ago? So that's what we're getting now. We're getting different reports from all over the place. Wow. I can't believe Colorado, man. I'm so disappointed with Colorado. And here's CNN reporting. Let's refresh this from CNN and kind of, oh my God! Anyway, let's close. I don't want to see this. Okay, I want to close this here. All right, we refreshed that. So there it is, 176, 132 for the House. And the Senate is sitting at 46 to 46 apiece, deadlocked. And a lot of these aren't fully confirmed yet. So let's not jump the gun too fast here. Let's not put the cart before the horse. Because hopefully something gives in America where us here in Canada could start getting some... Picture California, but all of Canada is California. I live in California. And it's, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't know. I'm just, it's not that I'm lost for words. It's just, like, it's out of my grasp. It's out of my power. You know, I'm getting tired of being taxed to death. You know, the amount I'm paying in taxes in the last couple of weeks, it's crazy. It's nuts. It's beyond. And I could understand if I made a lot of money. But that's not the case. You know, I own a small business, and I've done well with my business. But yeah, so Mike, it's called Sheena Da, says Kalen Killen's in the house. Kalen's last call, go back to the last Mic in the Night and see his call. 2 calls ago, too, he was on, too. But, man... All right, let's keep this going here for a little bit, guys. Man. Well, it looks like the House is going to be, Pelosi's going to retire. It's like, nobody cares about you. It's like, damn. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let's scroll through this, guys. Let's go right to the top and scroll through this. This has just been refreshed. So there's the Senate there. 45 to 45. We need a 51 majority. A lot of this isn't fully confirmed, guys. So This is they're calling it a toss-up on CBS. So I don't know. I don't believe New York's results. I don't even believe California's results, guys. I know they're Democrat, but the amount of violence out of control, the cost of living, the mass exodus of people, I don't know. Maybe Mitch was right. So there it is right there. Let's scroll down, guys, and take a look here. Someone's asking if I have an online store. I do, but the problem is shipping is out of control. I can't even ship. I tried to ship something to California last week for a follower of the channel. The shipping was $78. We're getting killed here in Canada. We're getting friggin' destroyed. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about me right now. So, New York governor election. So, 71% in. I mean, is she really in? I mean, is this it? Oh, my God. I can't stand this lady. Especially, you got to watch Mike in the Night on the videos we played on what she was saying. You won't even believe it. So, there it is right there. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just the rampant crime out of control in New York. The police, she wants to defund the police and all this other bull crap. And I don't know. So North Carolina is 93% counted. So it's pretty much almost in the bag right there. What else we got? Ohio. Ohio is oh yes, JD Vance. Thank you. Yeah, I was hoping for him to win this one. I was really hoping for him to win. Up and coming politician here. And Pennsylvania. You could hear the so obviously Texas, we know that. And we're still waiting. Wow, Nevada. There's nothing in for Nevada, eh? That's strange. Let's go back to our page here. Let's see if we could find Nevada here. That's really weird that Nevada doesn't have. Are they having election or counting or ballot issues in Nevada, or they do a different format in Nevada? Is there something in Nevada I don't know about? Yeah, there's nothing in from Nevada. Interesting. I think a Lombardo has a chance to win this one. I know he was in with the Teamsters for a good while back in the 90s and early 2000s. So the Lombardo may win this one in Nevada. I don't know. Like, anyways, yeah, you could hear my, my sadness in my voice, but it's still early, guys. I think, the Machines Mike says Yuzu. Jammed up at the polls says Matrix Rip 09. Shooting Stars Press 7 not feeling well. And the thing is because we can't lose America. We lose America, we lose the Constitution, we lose the beacon of light, we lose our only hope in other countries that I don't know, like I don't know what to say anymore. We're in this. I don't know. I feel like the last 2 months, all I'm working for is to pay tax. I'm not making this up. I'm not. And then you want to get into my utilities? I paid like $70 in carbon tax. I remember last winter I was paying $150 in carbon tax for my natural gas to heat my home. They're going to tax us to death. There has to be something that comes back. There needs to be this pendulum needs to swing back. We are being like, and we're the majority too. The funny part is the people that are getting screwed are the majority. Cue the Joe Pesci. Yeah, let's cue the Joe Pesci.
Hiya, pal. I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, carbon tax goes up in April. I don't know. All I'm working for is taxes. I don't know. Like I can't. Like if I want to ship something in my business, like ship it, 85% of it is tax of the shipping. Like it's $70 to $80, $90, $100 to ship something, and 80% of it is tax. Like I don't know what to do anymore. Like I'm taxed to death. So Mitch is saying his house is electric bill is $25 US. Yeah, I don't pay for that for the electricity. I have solar that's subsidizing my electric by 30% now, but my electric bill went up. Even though my consumption went down with the solar, my electric bill went up because the kilowatt per hour went up. So I would have been paying an extra $60 less the last electricity bill if I didn't have any little bit of solar. I don't know, guys. So another problem we have, can Canada come back through from this? It's too bad we don't have solar. I don't know what's going to happen with Canada, to be honest with you guys. I just, for the first time in a long time, I just don't know anymore. Like, I could kind of foresee things. I could kind of understand, where things are headed, or where things, you could kind of project certain things. But I'm at a point right now, yeah, Shooting Stars is saying, Mike, you seem down. I don't know what it is, but the last little while, I don't know, I feel like I'm at a loss, a major loss. Like either something's connecting with me that's coming down the pipeline, right? But I feel like I'm at a loss, Shooting Stars is saying, my family has lived here for 30 plus years. Yeah, 30 years ago, Canada was the place to be, man. 40 years ago, Canada was really the place to be. All you needed was a job packing groceries at the Food City. Dude, make a semi long-term to live in the Philippines. I was talking with the wife about that. I don't know, man. I'm going to wait for these midterms to be over. I'm going to figure out what's going to happen. I don't know, man. I've made it on my own all my life. I never needed anything. In the now, they're taxing me to death. So someone says, we have been through it all. Something has to give. The bad thing is that is the economy is not coming back to its original stage, but I don't know. Maybe things change for the better soon. Canada, by 2020, I think it was 2025, I said to you guys, is going to be 70-80% public government jobs. It's going to be a full takeover of government jobs all over. So okay, so we got people in the comments. I've been to Riviera Maya by Karma de Playa. I've been there. Ricky Ricardo in the comments. We got to get him back on Mike in the Night to see how he's doing. I know he was going through a really tough time. We got to get him back on Odyssey on Mike in the Night. Guys, Mike in the Night, guys, is actually streaming off of Odyssey. So if you guys want to join us on Odyssey every Saturday, where we get call-ins from all over the Commonwealth, all the English-speaking countries, don't forget to join us. Okay, so let's go on and what's going on here. So Nevada, I guess voting machine, someone said. So here we go. This is the Fetterman in Oz. This is updating every other second. 76.82%. If Fetterman wins this, this is beyond fixed. This is like beyond. Who would you hire to work for you? I'd like to have Oz frontline me if I had a business, or to represent me than Fetterman, if I had the choice, right? But you need to see it like that. Yes, Ricky Spanish came on Mike in the Night 2 Mike in the Nights ago, guys. If you guys want, someone's asking about Ricky Spanish, and Ricky Spanish did come on Mike in the Night not this Saturday, but last Saturday, guys.
Ricky Spanish.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Cree's Life is saying he's winning so far. It's back and forth, really close. I really can't believe that. I can't believe it either. Think of it like this. Hi, I own a business. Am I going to get Fetterman to front my business for me and actually be the front man? Or I'm going to get Oz to run my, you go through all of this. You see, who do I want? Walker or Warnock? Well, I listen to both of these guys speak. Walker makes a lot more sense because he's actually talking to the people. Herschel Walker. I saw his speech today. I think it was at Atlanta University. I don't know where he was. But he actually made a lot of sense because he actually talked to the damn people. It's really good that Kemp is in and Abrams is out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So sick of seeing this lady's face. Made my stomach sick. It's so good that Kemp's in. Thank you. Let's roll through this, guys, and see what's going on here. Let me refresh this here. So there it is right there. It's very nice how they count all these states, like the state with like 30 million people. Already counted, already the mail-in, already counted. They know everything in California. They already know. But here, they don't even have nothing. They don't have nothing counted here, but they have it here already. So sick of this. There it is, 45 to 45. Let's refresh this. We're getting a different report on the Senate selection here. We're getting a different report here on Google. Let's see what Google is saying. Google is apparently a little bit more up to date. We got 44 to 43 right now, and we need a 51 for a majority. And this is what we're hoping for. A 52 or 53 would be nice. Or 54, because you have to turn something over. But yep. So we could close that. We already know that. So we're getting all kinds of different noises from everywhere. Let's see who else we have here. Let's see who else we have here stateside. Try and see if anyone's tuned in stateside that could give us who do we got here? I'm just trying to see on here. If you want to message me on Skype, add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. If you want to add me on Skype and see what is going in. Hold on, somebody voted. Somebody messaged me. Oh, Kaylin messaged me. Hold on. I'm not sure what this is. Watch this. It will put a smile on your face. Okay. I will look at that later. Kaylin sent me a video here. I'll check it out later. It's a YouTube video, so I don't want to play it on here because I don't get flagged for... So we had Kentucky on the show, from Pamela from Kentucky. We had Nina Chase from Arizona. We had Justin Incredible from Oregon. We had Mitch Madden from Oregon. And let's see if we could get... I don't know if Walking Journey... No, he's not picking up... No, he's not on. I was going to get him in Walking... But his thing is turned off. I wanted to get him. He's in Texas. He went to vote today in Conroe, Texas. And it would have been nice to speak with them and find out what's going on the sentiment. But we got the sentiment here in Texas. We already know it's actually a red wave in Texas. But this is the one I'm looking at really closely, this Oregon one, this Drazan. I really hope she could pull this through. 47.19% of the votes are in. And this win was crucial for right here. This Bentz, this one right here. Whew. Thank God that one went through. And for the House, we still have a lot of them that still haven't been clinched yet. So we'll see what happens with the California, the votes in California for the House. Let's go back here real quick. I just want to, this Walker one, I'm keeping an eye on real close. Keeping a really close eye on this one too, guys. Let me just full screen this so you don't have to see my face. There it is right there. Keeping a really close eye on this one here. Because this Senate seat is really important. Georgia. So let's see what else we got here. There's the Colorado one. It's California. And let's see what we got here. What else we got here? We got Arizona, and our last Nina Chase from Arizona was saying it's a red wave, and I believe her. I believe the sentiment that she was feeling, that it's time for the great old party to come back. But I don't know what I'm seeing here, and we got 51% of the votes in, so it's still early, guys. We don't know this, but I don't really know too much about Blake. I know he was campaigning hard. I really hope something happens here. And Wisconsin pretty much looks like it's only 76% in. And we already saw Colorado. Why do he keeps going back to Colorado? There's the New Hampshire one. And they're really slow at counting in New Hampshire, eh? And Alabama, we already know. That's a given. Katie Britt. And, of course, for Florida, Marco Rubio, of course. And, obviously, Ron DeSantis. Of course. I remember Christ here. Charlie Crist. He was running for governor of Florida when I was living down in Florida. New Hampshire. I don't know, 63% in. I mean, they're calling it already. I don't know why. I don't know why they're calling this already. But this is the one I'm looking at close to. Pennsylvania. For Senate election here. This one here is huge. And Kentucky, we already know Rand Paul. I think that was called like 5 hours ago. And Indiana, Todd Young, of course. J.D. Vance, so happy to see him there. Mike DeWine, of course, one of the old stock there. Ted Budd. Yeah, he's still above. It was really close earlier, but it looks like 93% of the polls, 93% are in. And then obviously Tim Scott for South Carolina for sure. Thank God. Georgia governor, thank God. Thank you. And this is another one I'm watching really close here. Because if these guys win, they could start investigating and they could start hopefully putting people behind bars. If no get 50% in Georgia's Senate race, it will be a runoff race. I just want you to know, says Low Roller Scratcher. So we had a pile of callers in from the States. Really good that we have a lot of, people in the States watching Mike in the Night. If you want to watch episodes, you need to go to Odyssey to actually watch real programming. All right, I'm going to refresh this Google one here and see what we got here. Refresh the Google one. There it is, 45-43. And a lot of this is not clinched, folks. This is not clinched, okay? This is just, kind of there, right? So 45-43, so okay, this one's actually a better one because they're telling us if there are elections and no elections, because some people are up. It's this Georgia one I'm worried about here. This one right here, this Georgia one. And we got Wisconsin here. I think Wisconsin's already red, like full red. I think it's but Arizona, man, oof. This is really tight, man. And let's see what CNN, Counterfeit News Network, is. Woo, look at this, look at that. They're already celebrating the New York governance right here. Like, I mean, can it be any more fixed? Where was that? I was seeing that. There it is right there. Who the hell would vote for her? I don't understand. I don't understand who would vote for this lady. She destroyed New York. Yeah, full term as New York governor. There it is right there. I can't believe it. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out as you guys. So there you go. There's the House. It's going to be obviously a Republican majority. We already knew that. It's this damn Senate thing. CNN is counting it at 46-46. Yeah, Carrie Lake is by far, Dano saying, one of the greatest candidate there is. No way she can lose unless they super cheat. And how far are they going to cheat, right? People, D-Man's already calling it rigged. It is. I mean, most of this stuff is, they got to cheat very heavily here. And let's see what the house estimate here. Oh, damn, I lost that. That was way up there, I think. So there it is right there. There's the we need 51 for a majority. So, man, I hate when they, it should be a red wave. It should be a Republican. The great old party should be back in for another 20, 40 years because this is crazy. So it looks like Walker. This is a very important Senate seat right here, guys. We're down to the knife here. We're out of bullets. We're out of tanks. We're out of guns. We're out of bows and arrows, spears. We're down to the knife. It's a fight to the knife, and this is where we're at right now. Yeah, V-Man is saying if Red can win both chambers, who cares for New York? That's correct. I know, V-Man. You're right. You're right, V-Man. But New Yorkers are suffering. You know what I'm saying? New Yorkers have been suffering. I have family in New York State. And some of them moved to South Jersey because it was so bad in New York. And some of them moved to Providence because it was so bad. That's how bad New York was. That people moved, family and people I know moved to Massachusetts, and family I know moved to Jersey because New York was so bad. Okay, Fetterman and Oz. How is this even a close race? I don't know, man. All right, let's keep going here. So there's the governor. So let's refresh this. All right. So it looks like most of it's been counted. A lot of these are up for governorship like in 2024, 2025. So there's nothing we could, But it looks like, according to this, now these two states here are red. I think they were always blue. It's kind of shocking that these are red. Yeah, Louisiana is what, 2023 and 2023. So, man, 46-46 according to Fox News here. 46-46. All right, let's move on here. There's the House election results. We already knew this was going to happen. I mean, there's no way out of this one. But 170 to 117, and you know what? Look at Schumer here. Look at this. You got 68% of the vote in. This guy's climbed up from like 31% a few minutes ago. And Zeldin, I mean, 79.9. I don't know how to, like, the math is too precise, but is this already in? I mean, damn. Well, we already know Texas is that was already called hours ago. And this one right here, Lake. Man, how is Hobbs winning this thing? And Newsom's winning like by a landslide. Look at this. Newsom is winning by a landslide. Wow. Really? And Oregon. Ooh, this is a close one. I really hope Drazen pulls this one through. We had our caller in from Oregon. Well, I really hope she pulls this through. She's a 54% is in. We might see a red wave here in Oregon. I really hope so. Some of these we could close because we close a few of these. Where's that? Michigan? No, Wisconsin. kind of looks like Michigan in a way. There's Wisconsin there. So, oh, this one for Senate. This one's still for Senate. It hasn't gone through. So we got one here at 51.52, and then we have the gubernatorial. It's almost tied. Almost tied here in Wisconsin. We're at 81.90% of the vote in. It's these close calls that are going to make or break the future of America. Okay, we know this one already. Let's close that. That's a shoo-in. In Nevada, we got nothing. And Fetterman and Oz, 79.13% in. I can't believe this. This one we could close. We already know that it's pretty much no turning back from that. That's in Rhode Island. And this one was pretty much South Carolina, McMaster and Scott. Yeah, the Russians did it. Yep. Cree's Crazy Life is saying if Oregon goes red, it'll be the first time since the 1970s. And when the show started, we said that basically you'll start to see states that were 20, 30 years that were blue finally turn red for the first time in 20, 30 years. So it's really good to see. D. Trent saying they're stealing it. Newsom lead ain't a surprise. I'm just beyond anything. Like I guess Mitch Madden was right about. I guess Mitch Madden was right. A lot of middle class, wealthy Americans just don't want. You know what I mean? So Lee won this one. This was in Tennessee. I think that was called like 4 hours ago or 3 hours ago. So we closed that one there. And then we got Utah. We already knew. Well, terms ending in 2024, and it looks like they're still counting this one. This is important. That's for Senate too. So let's go back to Google again. So we're getting 44 to 45 right now as I am speaking to you folks right now. Yeah, maybe Pennsylvania. Who knows? No, that's not going to happen. Wow. I just can't believe New York. I can't believe New York. Wow. With the amount of crime in that state and the amount of mass exodus of people and just the lousy governance in that state, I can't believe it. Let me see if we can get the Chicago boy from Illinois. Let's see if he's not at a club or at the gym. Let's see if he picks up his Skype. Let's see if Chicago boy picks up his phone here. He went to go vote today, he told me. No, he's not picking up his Skype. I would like to get his... I would like to get his feedback on what's going on the ground. Yep. It looks like all my American callers are offline here. Let me just double check here if there's anybody. Oh, shoot, Dano. Dano's American. Let's get him on the phone. He's in California. Dano, pick up your Skype. If you can. See if Dano can call us back. Dano, call me back, buddy. You're in California. Give me a call back. I'd like to hear from you. I totally forgot. Wow. Good to hear. I want to hear from Dano and see what the hell's going on. He's saying California Democrats are brainwashed cults. Like, I get it, but is like 20, 30 million people so out to lunch? Like, really? Like, does California have that many unproductive people that they need government on every level? Jeez, man. Oh, Lord Humongous is saying to call him, but he's saying he's on a satellite phone or let me see if I could find him here. Message me on Skype, buddy, so your name goes to the top because I can't find you here, buddy. If you want to call, get somebody from Colorado in. And we got Dano in California we could get in too, as the polls are closed, so the I don't know why he's not. I don't know why he's not. He's in my favorites. I don't know why he's not coming up. Get some more Americans on the show tonight here on Mike in the Night. Lord Humongous, just message me on Skype if you can, bud. I can't. I don't know why you're not coming up on my thing, and I don't know why you're not even here. It's really weird. Don't see anything here. You're my favorite too. Interesting. Get Dano on the show too. Dan, where are you? Get you on the show and find out what the hell is going on here. But man, I don't know. But this is it right here. Just, you know, a lot of countries are watching this very closely to see what happens. You got to remember, military is at stake here. Like, a lot of things are at stake here in this, and I don't know, man. I don't know what to look. I don't know what to believe anymore, to be honest with you guys. So let's see what's happening here. So it's 45-44 here on the big screen. There it is, 45-44. And, man, if D-Man wants to call me, he could add me on Skype. Appreciate it. Steven Sewell, thanks for the super chat earlier. Guys, thanks for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's move on to CNN. Ooh, the Democrats are kind of creeping up here a little bit for the House. And again, the CNN counterfeit news network, or the clown news network, is reporting a tie there. And there it is. You're getting it right across here tonight on Mike in the Night. Oh yeah, it's Mike in the Night. It's 3 a.m. and something is moving you. Herschel Walker is at 49 points. Man. And we got quite a few clinched here, back on both sides here. So on the House. Man, this Oz and Fetterman thing's making me nervous, man. This Oz and Fetterman is making me really nervous.
Ricky Spanish.
We should call Ricky Spanish. I actually, here's Dano. Hey, Dano.
Hey, man, can you hear me?
I could hear you perfectly, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Let me shut the other thing off then. Hello?
Yeah, I could hear you perfect, bud.
Yeah, my mic wasn't functioning, man. You know how good I am with technology, right?
Oh, that's okay, buddy. It's okay. So we got Dano in from California. Dude, what the hell is going on down there, man?
California, I think, is a write-up as far as gruesome Newsom. I think I think most people have just given up here and don't even bother to vote for governor anymore because they know that they always get in. Do you know that there hasn't been a Republican in state office since like 2011?
Yeah.
In like any of the big state offices, right? Either attorney general or lieutenant governor or governor or anything since 2011. That's how bad it is. It's like a Democrat supermajority in every facet here, man.
Well, it looks like there's only one person that clinched the House results so far for the Democrats, but Newsom, a landslide? Are you serious?
I think people just don't bother to go out and vote for governor here? They just assume that the Democrats and Newsom's going to win, and so it's just his cronies that are voting. There's no other explanation, because I personally know a lot of people, especially in this town, that would never vote for that son of a bitch.
So, but
same with Orange County and
well, it's the same thing with like Newsom is like Macron, Trudeau, like all these people. They and that Hulock there, who call whatever from New York, like nobody vote. I know that nobody votes for these people. That's what's pissing me off.
Yeah, I don't. There's something not right about this. You know how much I hate that sneaky son of a bitch. Like, he's basically just a used car salesman. He's worse than that. He's like a slippery, vapid. I don't know. Looking at guys' eyes, there's just nothing there, right? He's worse than an empty suit. He's what do you call it? A malevolent empty suit.
Mm-hmm.
And and the son of a bitch, he almost put me out of business during the COVID lockdowns. He just killed the businesses in Huntington Beach. A lot of them never came back. I'd say over half the vendors we used to have at the pier never came back after that.
Yeah.
So, I'll never forgive that son of a bitch for what he did to us. Never. You know what I mean?
Well, Dano's pretty hot-headed tonight. He's pretty.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Maybe.
Remember, we're on YouTube tonight, eh?
Oh. Does that mean I have to behave?
Well, no, we're on YouTube. Just warning you that, so I don't get my channel canceled, right?
I won't throw on any F-bombs, man.
No, it's not even F-bombs. It's sometimes talking about the what we can't, because I'm not Russell Brand, right?
All right, I'll take that back. I think Mr. Newsom is.
No. Okay, so we got right now. We're looking at the House 158 to 185. So it looks like the Democrats won't get anywhere near that one, but it's the Senate that I'm really concerned about. You're looking at 46 to 46, and obviously that's CNN reporting that because they're pricks. And, the Republicans could be winning hours in ahead, and CNN will report it hours later. They will never, But it looks like Walker is still slightly ahead in Georgia. This is a really important race right here. Herschel Walker here, right?
Yeah, I hope that the Republicans can, get in. I'm glad Kemp beat that cow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, beat that wonderful human being, Stacey Abrams. It's you.
Yeah, Abrams is gone. Thank God. That lady was making me sick to my stomach. Thank you.
But you know what? I can't figure out. Like, I've been, out of all the candidates running the last 2 or 3 months, the one that impressed me the most was Carrie Lake in Arizona. Just how good she is and how quick and what a good speaker she is, and she's courageous. She's got more balls than most guys, and yet how the hell could she be losing to that dolt, that Hobbs woman who didn't even campaign, let alone go in any debates with Carrie Lake? That makes no sense.
All right, let's go to Arizona and check that out right now. Here we go. Yep, there it is. It's 50. But you know what? Nothing's been called yet. There's only 47% report, Dano. It's only 47%.
Is that only 47%
reported? Yeah. So we got still something here.
I hope so, man. Because if she doesn't get in Arizona, then we know it's all a bunch of bullshit, right?
Well, they're already having problems with the counting machines there. We're having all kinds of problems earlier today with that already. And remember, Maricopa County is the second biggest district in America for voting.
Oh, wow. Is that really the second biggest? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So it's very important that this is a very important battleground here. So I really hope this turns red. I really hope God hears us here tonight.
Have you noticed that all the machines are working in New York and California?
Yeah, all the machines work in those states.
How can that be?
Yeah. But
so I know, man. It's
we're gonna flush California down the toilet tonight. That's gone, and
I just don't get it, man. The California thing. I mean, I think there's a lot of corruption. There's no. I mean, I live in a town that's about 60-40. I'd say Republican to Democrats, favoring Republican. It's a nice town, Camarillo, very conservative for the most part. There's no real hardcore super libtards here.
Mm-hmm.
So, not all of California is.
No, I know that. I mean,
it's not. It shouldn't be that far ahead. 60 to, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that like what we're seeing here. I don't believe that. So Evers and Michaels right now in Wisconsin, they're still tallying up the ballots. They're at 83.89%. This is a kind of a big deal too, because I mean, Michaels has a chance to take this, right? So if he could take this, Johnson looks like he's in the lead there for Senate. So You know, but it's the governorship we need here. So if Michaels could pull
Yeah.
this through, is really, really important. Nevada, we don't got sweet F all here for Nevada yet. I don't know what they're counting or what they're going to plan on counting, but I hope
They still at
Lombardo
the
wins.
craps tables.
I hope Lombardo wins, to be honest with you.
Well, Nevada's another one that I don't know how the hell wasn't Nevada traditionally always pretty much like a cowboy conservative state? Like
It
when the
always
hell
has
did it
been,
turn
yeah.
blue?
Until Amerifornia hits and everybody left California and made Nevada and New Mexico and Arizona and all those places into California.
But I mean, do you really think that all those people that, I want to leave California. I'm not gonna go somewhere and turn it blue. I mean, wouldn't most people that are bailing from the blue states, wouldn't they not want to turn it into another blue state? I don't understand that. You know, like they call us left fugees, right? That's the
Left
gag.
fugees, yes, left fugees.
Yeah. You know, so. I mean, why would you leave a state and then turn it into the shit you just escaped from? I don't understand that.
That's a good
You know?
question.
And Oregon, too, surprised. I thought Oregon. I mean, I've driven through Oregon a couple of times, and it's got some cool people, some nice, scenery and shit. Like, it looks to be kind of like a lot of farms, logging.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, aren't a lot of those people traditionally conservative? Like, how the hell? Why is Oregon so left-hard?
I don't know, Dano. So right now, Senate selection is at 47, 51 needed. This is so important here. This is so important. We're at a tie here.
Wow.
And let me see here. And House election, again, House to House. We already knew that it was going to be a red tsunami on that, but it's wow. I just can't believe. Yeah, I'm going to have to close the books here on New York. So we'll get ready New York here tonight. We already closed the books on Texas. Abbott already won. We knew that. That was called hours ago. Good. And we got Arizona here, and we got Lake. She's really falling behind here now.
Damn, man. It makes no sense. Have you seen some of her rallies?
Yeah, it's like a Trump
There's
rally, like
thousands
tons of people.
20,000 people
Yeah.
going to her rallies.
Yeah.
And there's three
just outside
people.
of Phoenix, right?
Yeah. And that Hobbs woman is just you know what I'm saying, man. She's just this twit, Like,
no, I hear you.
But my favorite is John Fetterman, the guy that was living in his parents' basement.
Oh, that guy's the best. Well, I'm
55
watching
years
that
old.
one really close right now. I really hope Oz takes that one. I really hope Oz takes that
I
one.
want to vote for a guy who can't even doesn't have enough respect for the office to even wear a suit, let alone the intelligence to be able to.
Hey, what's wrong with the hoodie? You don't like that hoodie?
Hey, yo, man, but he's total gangster. He's an OG.
Okay, well, I got the Fetterman and Oz open here. All right, Dano, I'm going to let you go. We'll get you on Mike of the Night so we can go a little bit deeper in discussion.
Man. Yeah, man. I'll chime in. Hey, if Lord Humongous goes on Saturday, I'll come in too, man.
Okay, no problem, brother. You take care.
Oh, you too. Thanks, Mike.
God bless
Thanks,
you.
gang.
All right, we got Dano on from California, and he's really disgusted with this. But I mean, when it's a landslide like that, really, that guy disappeared. What, for 3 weeks one time? No one knows where he was. Remember that time a few months back where the guy Newsom disappeared for 3 weeks? Like, come on, man. Anyways, so I don't know if I should keep this one open. Yeah, we got to keep this. The Fetterman and Oz. We need this Senate seat here. All right, let's move over to here. Okay, we know this one. This one's already in the bag. South Carolina, we knew that one. And we got Utah. We got that, that's already in the bag. So let's go back to some of these key states here. Battleground states here. So we got, again, Georgia election results. There it is right there. And, man, oh, no! Walker got pushed down. Oh, man. 0.25 percentage point. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Oz is still trailing Fetterman. I don't even know how that's even humanly possible. I don't even know how that's even possible, to be honest with you. See if there's any changes on the governor. I think it's going to be up to Nevada, man. This may be up to Nevada, man, but in the end. So there it is right there, House election results. And there's Arizona. Let me refresh this. Maybe something's not right here. Yeah, no, it's right. So we got almost 50% of the vote in Arizona, and well, we got a few people clinch House here in Arizona. We got 2v2 right here for House right here, guys. And we got Oregon here. Very close. Very close. In Oregon State. I really hope it goes red. I really hope Drazen wins this. And we got, what is this, Wisconsin here. Very close. These are fights to the knife right here. These are fights to the knife. We flushed California and New York down the toilet. I mean, I just can't, I don't know. I'm not going to. So, Oz and Fetterman here. This is a big one. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Well, I guess Fetterman shows that the American dream is possible. Think it, wish it, and do it. And let's go back. 45 to 45. 51 for a majority. And let's go back to this. What? The House is catching up! Oh my goodness! The Democrats, the House is catching up! Oh my God! Wow, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Wow. Watch it be up to Nevada. Watch it be up to Nevada. Wow. Wow. All right, Georgia. We got 89% of the ballots in for Walker, Herschel Walker, and Warnock. Thank God Abrams is out. Phew, thank God. And yeah, I got Oz and Fetterman, I think, 2 times. Yeah, I do. Let me close that there. Got nothing from Nevada. Let's go, Brandon. Woo! There's Robert in the house. Man, this does not look good, man. This does not look good. This does not look good right now. And Trudeau and all those governments are laughing right now, thinking, yeah, we're going to get it for another 4 more years. Yeah, we're going to start wars everywhere. We're going to screw everyone over. And that's what they want to do. That's what they've been planning. That's what they've been doing to us. And man. Well, it looks like Oregon. It looks like Ron Wyden has clinched this for Oregon. Wow. Yeah, they really want to cheat this. Like, you could tell. You could see it. Like, landslide victories. Give me a break. 162! Look at this, folks. It's moving. And there's the Democrats right there, like 46 with the great old party, 46. This is really intense here on Mike in the Night tonight. This is really intense on Mike in the Night, guys. Really intense. Oh my God, is Warnock pulling away from Walker? Holy smokes. This is big. This is sad, but I don't know. Oh my, if this Fetterman wins, oh my God. 82% of the vote casted. If they get to 87%, then we'll know here what's going to happen when this gets to 87. We should know. Wow. All right, let's go. Let's open here. Did I open the Senate? Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, we got this open already. Let's see what else we don't have open here. Let me just double. Oh, something just changed. No, I saw something change. I don't know why. All right, let's go back here. Let's open. Oops. Let's open. Governors we have open. States we have open. The crash and UBI is coming, says the Matrix. Yeah. Many conservatives are saying they will not concede. Yeah, this is beyond. This is they come and steal the midterms too. Wow. They stole the first election. That was blatant. See, if Georgia turns red, that's a big problem because they could start investigating the voter fraud from 2020. But that's another big. See, if they keep, yeah. Yeah, we got Dr. Mysterio saying that the midterms. Let me call him if he wants to, if he could participate. I don't know if he's in the comments anymore. No, he didn't. His Skype is turned off, Dr. Mysterio. I was going to get him on to kind of maybe give us a little bit of download on what's happening here. He's been following the midterm election too very closely because this could make or break the next what's going to happen in Canada. Canada's in a lot of trouble. And wow, are they gonna steal it? Are they gonna steal both? Wow. This, are they gonna steal? Wow. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say anymore, folks. I honestly thought that people were gonna vote with their wallets and their brains, and I guess they like the Biden inflation. I guess they love. Pamela Page says, I'm never voting again. Total waste of time. I guess people love the inflation. I guess people love the crime up in their cities. I guess people are enjoying getting, their freedom of speech being taken away. Their right to bear arms taken away. Matrix Rip is saying, Mike, it's all rigged, buddy. Yeah, voting doesn't matter. Says, yeah, I'm beyond. Somebody's asking, Skylight's asking what's going on. We're just covering the midterm elections here on Mike of the Night and kind of following what's happening here. And I honestly thought the Great Old Party was going to win this, and there was never going to be a comeback again for the Democrats. And man, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm beyond myself. Like, this is beyond anything I thought was going to happen. I don't know, guys. Yep, it's all fixed. It's all fixed. And they're going to probably stop counting now for the night and continue tomorrow so they could move things around. There it is. We're at 89% of the vote. It looks like, I don't know, Walker and Herschel Walker and Warnock here. Like, if these go through, like, we're going to see what happens. The governorial race was run by Kemp already, but these seats right here are so important. And these seats right here with Fetterman, I just can't believe this frigging guy is winning. I don't understand. I don't know. Wow, this is a fight to the knife now. All right, let's refresh this. So Fox is giving us a completely different. So we're getting 139 to 176. Let's see Arizona again. Let's refresh Arizona. Maybe something might happen. Wow, Lake is losing. But only 48% of the vote. 48. There still might be room here. This might be down to Arizona. It's going to be down literally for Senate. Oh man, let's see what other governorships. There's still there's still a few up in the air. I'm wondering who I'm missing or who we're missing here. Just trying to see who we're missing here, folks. Yeah, it's the Hobbs and Lake for governorship. And then we got a slightly close race here in Oregon. Man. Wisconsin's right on the money. Like, it's really close here between Michael's here. Wisconsin's really close here. Really close calls here. These are really important races here. Nevada, still nothing in from Nevada. Lombardo's supposed to win this one, but I don't even know anymore. Like, to be honest with you guys, I really don't. I don't know. %94.93%. Very important race here. I just can't get over this. I don't know how this is even humanly possible. There's Huckabee right there. And Huckabee Sanders makes history as Arkansas's first female governor. She'll do fine.
Which is going to have a long count. New York.
And I think I was earlier in the show. I was confused. I was thinking of her. I think it was her father. So, what are you guys up to? How are you guys feeling? It could be that the GOP not having an actual agenda did it. But I don't know, man. Inflation's out of control. Crime is out of control. Defund the police. Like, all this crap that's happening. I mean, like, isn't that enough for the people to realize that, And Biden 3 days ago tells everybody he's going to stop the drilling permits, stop all this stuff, and basically destroy... Anyways, guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up here. Hopefully we wake up in the morning and we find out what's going on. And, some of them are still behind in counting. We don't get anything from Nevada yet. Be good to... I'll see you guys on... guys, don't forget to come on Mike in the Night this Saturday. I really appreciate it. Mike in the Night, only on Odyssey. I'm going to give you guys a plug for that if you guys want to come on and be part of the channel and support. I'm going to give you guys the link to my Odyssey here, where we do Mike in the Night, where we actually open up the lines and talk. I'm gonna wrap it up, Alexander. I'll get you on Mike in the Night. We'll wake up in the morning and we'll figure out where we're at with this whole thing. And this is not good. This is good for the Liberal Party here in Canada. It's good for the Liberal Party down in Brazil and all that. And artbydano.com. Don't forget to check him out. He was on the show earlier. mikeofthenight.com if you want to download MP3s of the show. Go ahead and check it out. And I'm on Facebook for no reason because nobody sees my posts. So there's no reason being on Facebook. But we'll get Let's Go Brandon Alexander on the show next week on this Saturday on Mike of the Night. And yeah, Ricky Ricardo, I need to get him back on Mike of the Night from California and find out what's going on. It's all rigged. Buckle up. Things are going to get worse. Yeah, things are going to get worse, people, says Kalen. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side. And hopefully we wake up to a different result. I don't know, man. This is so crazy, man. This is nuts. Anyways, Grindhouse Cartoons, Ricky Ricardo, Shooting Star Press, sorry. Steven Sewell. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the show tonight. I'm getting pretty tired. It's been almost 4 hours. Thanks for watching, being part of the channel. Take care, and if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martin's here.